Welcome to the final week of regular season high school football on AT&T Broadband. Tonight, we're in Walnut Creek for the battle between the undefeated Miramonte Matadors and the Las Lomas Knights. Dan Wall alongside Steve Sanchez as always. And Steve, the script that we had written for this game has been changed in recent weeks.
Well, Dan, Las Lomas has lost the last two games after winning their first 7, and last week's shocking 42-21 loss. Northgate handed the BFAL title to Miramonte. So once that was thought to be a battle between the two unbeatens, is now a playoff warm-up and a chance to go unbeaten for Miramonte while Las Lomas is trying to better its postseason inning.
Well, we just saw Las Lomas win the toss. They will receive, and we'll be back to kick this one off in 2 minutes on AT&T Broadband.
Tonight's AT&T Broadband Game of the Week is made possible in part by a generous donation from Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria in Walnut Creek. Located in the Encina Grande Shopping Center, Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria has classic Italian pastas and gourmet pizzas in a family atmosphere. Locally owned and operated by Rocco Bialy and family, Rocco's was voted the best pizza by readers of the Contra Costa Times. A great place to go to watch the AT&T Broadband Game of the Week. And Brendan Theaters Concord, featuring 14 screens of movie magic. All theaters have Lucasfilm THX digital sound systems, stadium-style seating with high-back, comfortable love-seat chairs, and an unobstructed view. Reserve your tickets over the phone, and remember, movies always make a great gift. You can even find your favorite movie soundtrack in the lobby of the theater. And Paramount Technology of Concord. Located behind Tower Records in Concord, Paramount Technology has it all. Mobile computer service calls, in-house repair, and a friendly atmosphere. Your computer wizards with expert service and products for today and tomorrow's computer world. Thanks again to Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria of Walnut Creek, Brendan Theaters of Concord and Pittsburgh, and Paramount Technology of Concord for being part of our community and making tonight's production possible.
And recycle it.
Back at Las Lomas High School for tonight's game between Miramonte and Las Lomas, and let's say hello to the great friends of AT&T Broadband High School Sports before we get this one underway. As you see the graphic there with the records, the unbeaten Miramonte Matadors at 9-0 and the 7-2 Las Lomas Knights. And tonight's game is brought to you by Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria. Go to the best pizza by readers of the Contra Costa Times. Brendan Theaters, where there's 14 screens of movie magic in Concord and Pittsburgh. Contra Costa Clean Water Program and Mr. Funnelhead. Remember, it's free, easy, and cool to recycle used oil and filters. And Paramount Technology of Concord, your computer wizards with expert service and products for today and tomorrow's computer world. Dan Wall alongside Steve Sanchez as always with Ron Carter and Matt Bolender in the truck. And Steve, let's talk a little bit about these two teams. Miramonte comes in 9-0 and is led by Miami-bound quarterback Mark Gillen.
And Gillen continues the long line of great Miramonte quarterbacks, Dan. That includes Heisman candidate Ken Dorsey. And Coach Floyd Burnstead likens Gillen to Dorsey, and his stats are almost equal to tonight's opponent's J.C. Lewis. Gillen's thrown for over 2,000 yards this year, Dan, and he has a big-time runner behind him in Eric Carey. And Carey, he's ran for over 1,000 himself. And Gillen throws mainly to wide-out Brennan Wright, but he also likes Justin Halsepian, thanks, just as well.
There's your first gap of the night. Yes,
well,
I thought.
I'll have more gaps than that.
Well, Miramonte, as you take a look at Las Lomas quarterback J.C. Lewis, Miramonte has a great offense, but it's the defense that has become up big this year. The Young Mats have the #1 unit in the league, and they'll have to come up big against Lewis and the #1 offense of Las Lomas.
Dan Lewis leads that offense. The junior has thrown for over almost 2,300 yards and has 16 TDs this year. His #1 receiver is Joe Davis. He leads the area with 48 catches and over 1,000 yards. But tonight the big question mark is, can C.J. Lawrence replace injured running back Daniel Nachman, who's out in the Knights' #1 runner, is doubtful with a groin injury, Dan. So this should be a good one. There's Coach Longero, Dan.
There's Coach Doug Longero. As we tell you, the referees for tonight's game are Bob Sawyer, Ryan McKeon, Dale Russell, and Rick Medeiros. And we're waiting for either the kickoff or the national anthem to be. I guess we're not going to get a national anthem tonight, Steve, because Miramonte's coming out to the field to kick off to our right, and they'll be moving. Las Lomas will move from our left to right here in the first quarter. This game had a lot more at stake 2 weeks ago, but then Las Lomas lost to Alhambra, and last week
Las Lomas won the toss and will
lost to Northgate. And so far they're playing for a playoff seeding here tonight, Steve. I think if they won tonight, they'd probably play right back here next week.
You're probably right, Dan. And Northgate, they've shocked a couple people this year, Dan. They've really played the spoil this year, and
then they
lost
lost
off a couple teams.
And they lost 27-0 last night to College Park and gained 93 yards of total offense.
It's been a crazy year, Dan, in the Bay Area in football.
The kicker for Miramonte is Chris Pachoa. Back deep are Lawrence and number 22, Ryan Walker. But we are going to have the national anthem right in the middle of the kickoff, so we'll send it to the band and the national anthem. Ramones-like version of the national anthem here tonight. Very quick. I think they just kind of put that one in there at the last minute.
Knights, number 32,
and we're ready to go.
Lawrence, along with number 27, Scott Amoroso.
It's Amoroso and Lawrence that are back deep for Las Lomas as we get ready to get underway. The last regular season Friday night game here on AT&T Broadband, and Pachoa's kick comes down to Lawrence at the 5-yard line. We're underway tonight from Walnut Creek. Good block on that return. And here's Lawrence. Lawrence has one man to beat. And Lawrence with a great kickoff return out to the 50-yard line. That's where Las Lomas will take over. Let's take a look at the Las Lomas offense. J.C. Lewis, the junior quarterback, leads the Knights.
C.J. Lawrence brings back the opening kickoff, 46 yards.
C.J. Lawrence, who you just saw with that great kickoff return of 46 yards, and Brendan Swisher, the running back. Joe Davis, Ryan Walker, and Clint Burrell are the wide receivers. Ali Kazaz, Ryan Perrin, Matt Schwartz, Josh Barton, Raleigh Miller are the line for Las Lomas, 7-2 on the season, and they have great field position, Steve, to start this.
It was a great return by Lawrence, and he's got him in position.
Here's Lewis to throw. Throws out in the flat to Davis. He's got Davis. Davis has a first down, and Davis is down inside the 32-yard line. Great start for Las Lomas. Here's the Matador defense for you. This has really been a surprise this year. They've played great. Will McConico, Robert Rue, and Joe Swice across the line. Linebackers Steve Hull, Mike Cruz, Mike Semmelmeyer, and Mark Monroe. And the defensive backfield of Noah Kornblith, John Pearlstein, Eric Carey, and Andrew Chapman. First down, Las Lomas. The ball at the 33-yard line, Steve.
A real nice pass, Dan, to get Lewis's confidence going. It wasn't that high risk of a throw. Get his feet underneath him, Dan. Take it from here, Dan.
Here's a pitch. This is Lawrence playing for Knockman. Not a lot there, and he gets a couple on first down. So, Steve, this is a big-time game tonight out here, as all the games we've had at Las Lomas. We had a great time last time we were here, and another big crowd out here tonight.
It's always fun to come here, Dan, to Las Lomas. We met some nice people here, and that was Joe Swice on that last tackle right there, Dan. And real nice tackle. There's a good crowd here tonight, and Las Lomas needs to, they really need to have arena football type of game to
Yes,
win this one,
do.
Dan.
They need to score at least 5 touchdowns, I would think, to win this game tonight. 2nd and 7, the ball at the 30-yard line. We're just underway in the first quarter. Play action, nice fake, Lewis, and that's the tight end Burrell, and Burrell gets 5 more. It's going to be 3rd and short here, Steve, with 10:27 to go.
Nice tackle by Andrew Chapman, Dan. Kind of brought him down, and here's a replay. Let's watch it right here, Dan. It's I don't know if we're going to get it or not. Maybe we're going to. Here's the replay right here, Dan. Let's watch it real quick. Here's a little fake off to the right. He kind of sprints out a little bit. A little a safe pass right here in the flat right here. And Burrell, he's a big guy, and you got to take him down low, and that's exactly what Chapman did. Nice tackle.
The ball at the 25-yard line of Miramonte, 3rd and 2. And for Las Lomas, it would be big to get on the scoreboard here first. And there's a penalty flag, and I think they're going to get off. Oh, wait a minute. They're whistling this down, Steve. That usually means procedure on the offense.
I think they started a little bit early, Dan.
That's going to make it a 3rd and 7, Steve. So, of course, Las Lomas, coached by Doug Longero, his 4th season, and we've had the Knights on twice previously, and they've won both of those games. So, like Antioch, they like
Dead
the
ball,
television.
encroachment, defense, first down.
Well, Dan, we got that mic working this week so far.
Yes, we do. You know what, Steve, they must have touched the lineman because usually you don't blow it dead unless there's contact. So a first down, the ball at the 20-yard line. Las Lomas moving here with 9:51 to go first quarter, no score. J.C. Lewis has completed his first 2 passes for 22 yards. And we're underway here, and we want to remind you that if you're watching this game, tomorrow we'll have the Antioch-Pittsburgh game, the 83rd Big Little game, and there should be a big crowd for that one as well, Steve.
83 times they played, Dan.
Yeah, he's right. I think they started in your 2nd year.
Oh, you're just a comedian without a job, aren't you?
Lewis. And Lewis, that time, that was unlike Lewis to throw a pass out in front of Davis, and it's incomplete. It'll bring up a 2nd down.
Well, Dan, you know they're in Richie Spidell country too, so maybe they can get 3 points here if they can't get 7. But you know they'd love to punch it in for 7, starting this game out against Miramonte. I mean, everybody knows. I mean, even the Las Lomas people know that Miramonte's favored this game, and they're really going to have to jump on them and hope that Miramonte makes some mistakes.
2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line. 3 wide receivers near side, and Swisher in the backfield. Lewis rolling, and he's throwing. And he has Davis, and he misses him again, Steve, out in the flat. And that time he was rolling to his offside, and coverage came that time from number 36, Mike Semmelmeyer, who's a linebacker. It'll bring up a 3rd down. Here is the graphic, Steve, and we'll remind you once again. Now, this says Sunday at 2 p.m. I was told 3 p.m., so we're just going to tell you that the game's on Sunday.
Yeah, in the afternoon.
Yeah, right in the middle of the 49ers Saints game. So
yeah,
you
we'll probably
make
about
your
7
decision.
people watching this.
Make your decision on what you want to do. But I know it's also being replayed. It says 2 o'clock, so I guess it's 3 o'clock. I thought that was it. And so 3 o'clock, Antioch and Pittsburgh, being replayed in Pittsburgh and Antioch at 9:30, and then on Thursday at 9:30. Lewis with the quarterback draw. And Lewis with good yardage, and he's got a first down inside the Miramonte 10-yard line.
Very impressive drive, Dan, for Las Lomas starting this game off. And they're coming down here, and they're knocking at the door. And if they score right here, hey, right here, here's a replay right here. And watch this nice little move right here. Picks up a couple extra yards, spins, gets down, is almost about on the 6 or 7 yard line, Dan. Nice run by Lewis.
He broke a tackle by Cruz, and Chapman was over there to finally corral him and bring him down. Inside the red zone, first down at the 8-yard line with 9:05 to go first quarter. Las Lomas on the move here tonight. No score so far.
Look for the option here, Dan. Look at him for go home. He goes right up the middle of that sneak. We've seen him do that a couple times.
And he's got pretty decent yardage, Steve. He's up inside the 5. They ran trips to the far side that time, spread out the defense, and then ran right up the middle.
Let's watch the replay right here, Dan. Here it is. It's right up the gut right there, and he kind of he bounces off him and gets down there. And a nice little gain. It shows you his toughness on the inside right there, Dan. Nice little run.
You saw Carey was one of the matadors there. 2nd and 3 inside the 5-yard line. Las Lomas cannot get a first down, Steve. They need to score here inside the red zone. They started this last first down possession at the 7. Lewis,
he likes that quarterback's name.
He calls his own number. There's no doubt about it. Absolutely no doubt about it. Steve, let's say hello to some other great friends of the program. Rock Bottom Records, New Mecca Cafe, Images of 3 Hair Salon, S&S Import Service, Golf and Games, Concord Beverage, Pantel's Music Box, A&B Creative Trophies, Mercado's Hairstyles for Men, Action Video, Antioch Opticians. And Steve, who's a great friend?
You know who a good friend was?
Who's that?
Forrest Gump.
He was, but I got a better one. You know who a good friend was?
Who?
Monica Lewinsky.
Oh, my God.
For reasons we can't repeat on a family program. 3rd and 1, Las Lomas. And Steve, I can see the gap he's going to run through right now. And he hands off this time to Swisher, and Swisher's in for the touchdown. 4 minutes and 26 seconds off the clock, 49 yards the drive, a touchdown for Las Lomas, and they're on the board. They lead 6-0.
Well, Dan, they ran behind Max Schwartz and Josh Bart on the right-hand side of Miramonte's offensive line. They that's what you call muscling it in. Let's watch the replay right here. They're going to show the kick first here, Dan. Then we'll get the replay right here. But Schwartz and Bart on the right-hand side, that's where they went. And here's our buddy Spidell.
It's Schwark.
Schwark?
Yeah.
Why do I even come out here?
I've often asked the same question. Here's Spidell, and that kick is good, and nearly into the carnival area, left over from 3 weeks ago. 7:34 to go first quarter, and it's 7-0 Las Lomas here on AT&T Broadband. Let's take a look at that touchdown, Steve, as you were commenting on the power behind the right side of their line.
Well, you got Max Swart and Josh Bard on the right-hand side right here. And number 66, Josh, leads the way. And he just muscles his way in. Las Lomas, very impressive, Dan. Starting the game off with a nice long drive.
Oh, wow, that's a good stat. Dave Jackson points out rushing first down, passing first down, and a penalty for a first down. 7 plays, 49 yards for Las Lomas as we take a look at the cheerleaders on the sideline. And, Steve, you have a note about the cheerleaders?
Well, Dan, they are just, their advisor is Ann Luke, and she does a real good job with them. I don't know what happened to their head coach, but she's no longer around. So Ann Luke is taking over, and she's taking controls of
the politics of cheerleading, Steve.
Well, my daughter was one, and it's crazy stuff, Dan.
That's all I'll say.
Spider-Man, kick a field goal, yes he can.
God.
Well, we had Spider-Man out here last time.
Steve, they've got a weird they've got the ball. It's teed up kind of weird here for Spidell as he's kicking to Miramonte now after the touchdown. Let's see what they're going to do here. They're going to go for like a pooch kick. Now, I don't know what sense that made.
I don't like that. I mean, you got it at midfield. You look at the return Lawrence got, and how far he got at midfield. Now they just give it right back to him at midfield with no return at all.
Let's take a look at the Miramonte offense. Gillen is the quarterback. Eric Carey and Tim Grebe, the running backs. Wide receivers, Brendan White and Justin Housesapian, and Mark Bennett's the tight end. The line, Evans, Weeks, Bradstead, Smith, and Hornberger for Miramonte, who get the ball right at midfield. So both teams have basically started from the same spot, Steve. They start at the 50-yard line, first down. Here's Miramonte with their Miami-bound quarterback, Gillen, and that's Bennett in motion. And Gillen on a draw play to Carey. And Carey, a nice move outside. Good yardage for Eric Carey. Carey still on his feet. And Carey is going to take the first handoff of the night. Let's wait for the call. Touchdown, Miramonte.
Wow.
50-yard run, first play of the game.
Wow. What an electric run by Carey right there. This broke a couple tackles. They ran off the right side, Dan, of Miramonte's offensive line of Craig Brandstad and Brandon Hornberger, and they opened up a big hole for him, and a lot of that was individual effort and determination on his part. Great run by Carey.
Well, after the kick, we will get a look at it, but Steve, even though it's 7-7, it took Las Lomas 4 minutes. It took Miramonte one play. I still don't know why they did that pooch kick or that onside kick thing, because it didn't really even look like they were trying to onside kick. It looked like they were trying to pooch kick, and the kick went right to the up guy at the 50-yard line, one play, and Miramonte's in the end zone. It's 7-6, and number 7, Brett Vbach is on, and the kick is up. And the kick is good with 7:05 to go first quarter. We're tied at 7. Steve, let's take a look at this Eric Carey touchdown.
Real nice run by Carey, Dan, and as you're going to see on this replay, he had a lot of determination on his side right here, a little delay, and it's up to the middle, and he gets to the outside, and right here he shakes and bakes a little bit, and right here he's gone. And it's just off to the races, and you got 7 for the Matadors, and I took the over in this game, so I like what's going on so far.
Good. And you'll be in Las Vegas to collect tomorrow.
75 and a
Dave
half.
Jackson will be doing color tomorrow at the Antioch-Pittsburgh game.
That's good.
He ran outside, and he got around number 7 for Monte Vista, Brennan Swisher. Lawrence tried to run him down, made the tackle, but it was in the end zone and too late. So we're tied at 7. Steve, and the way we're going, we could have like 56-55. It could be Arkansas and Mississippi all over
7
again.
overtimes.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
We'll take it.
I read that. I couldn't believe it.
Lawrence and Amoroso deep for Las Lomas, and this is Pachoa to kick. And after this play, Steve, we're going to give you an update on Antioch Panther Mark Smith, who was injured in our game last week. This time it's Amorosa at the 8-yard line. Amorosa cuts to the right. This time good coverage, though. And he's tackled by number 23, John Perlstein. And there was a late hit, it looked like there, Steve, but I guess no harm, no foul. You want to update the folks on Mark Smith?
Well, Dan, from what I heard, Mark Smith, he just had a big-time concussion. He was knocked out cold. Supposedly, he's not going to be able to play, the big game, which is heartbreaking for the Panthers and him. But like we said, it looks like he's going to be okay, and that's all we really hope for in as serious as accident looked when it happened, Dan. So that's good news for Manioc.
Later in the game, we'll give you a little bit of a preview to that game as you watch this one on Saturday night at 7 on AT&T Broadband. First down, Lewis to throw. Lewis is going deep up the far sideline to Davis. Davis makes a great adjustment, but it's incomplete. The coverage on that play from number 20, Noah Kornbliss, Steve.
Real nice coverage, and he hung it up there a little bit. And he did make a nice adjustment on it, but he just came back too far for it, didn't lead him out enough. Nice throw, Bush. He's showing off his arm a little bit right there.
Well, you know what, Steve? We mentioned this when we do Las Lomas. Tonight playing their last game in the regular season on their home field. Clint Burrell, the senior tight end, and Josh Bart, the senior tackle. Amazingly enough, Steve, everyone else will be back. And C.J. Lawrence is actually a senior. Knockman, who's hurt, is a junior. He'll be the starting running back. So they only lose 2 guys.
They're going to be
three.
tough.
Yeah, considering Lawrence. Second down. Lewis to throw again. Throws to the sideline. That's Walker, number 22. And we need to say hello to the Walkers.
We met tonight.
I'm going to be saying hello to them until they hire me.
Barbara and John Walker, and I'm going to be with you. So if they hire you, I'm with you. Yeah,
there they are, right
Give
there.
us the thumbs up right there. Real nice catch by Walker. And if anybody can kiss butt, we can.
You know, that's true, because when you get those big-time jobs, I'll need a driver. So
That's
we'll have
right.
a job for you.
It'd be Teamster work. I'm a union guy, so what the heck? We got a union elections going on. Everybody's going to be happy.
Lewis is having a nice start here. 3 of 6 for 35 yards. First down, Las Lomas. The ball at the 35-yard line. First quarter tied at 7. And he hands off to Swisher, and Swisher gets a couple into the gut of that line. Steve, the big surprise with this Miramonte team is Miramonte traditionally has always had a good offense. And we look at their offensive stats. You know, Miramonte's gained almost as many yards as Las Lomas. Las Lomas is one of the top offenses in the area and the best offense in this league. But Miramonte's defense has really been the shocker, only giving up 205 yards a game.
They really have, Dan, and traditionally, they're more of an offensive-minded club. That was a nice tackle by Mike Cruz right there. He got in the middle, mixed it up a little bit. You're absolutely right, Dan. Cliche number 18.
We have Steve Sanchez's top 10 cliches for tomorrow night's Pittsburgh-Antioch game for you. Lewis to throw on first down, and a good pursuit there by number 35 of Miramonte, Will McConico. Also, Swice was there with some pressure and a sack on the play and a loss, and it'll be 3rd and long, Steve.
Yeah, McConico, he broke through right there and put a lot of pressure on him, and Swice came in and cleaned it up. So some good defensive pressure right there by Miramonte.
Miramonte in the De La Salle-like silver helmets, white jerseys, and green pants. And Las Lomas with the Denver Bronco design, and we always say they look just like the Liberty Lions, Steve. We're playing a big game right now against Freedom.
54. Holding on the offense, declined, 3rd down.
So they declined the hold on number 54, Ryan Perrin. And Ryan wanted me to make sure, and his mom wanted me to make sure that we got Perrin. We were calling him Ryan Perron.
Here's a replay, Dan, and McConico comes through right there, puts the pressure on, and Swice right there just ends it up, and big loss for Las Lomas, and take it, Dan. Lewis in the shotgun.
3rd and 15, and you're right, Lewis in the shotgun, but penalty flags before the play.
I think they left early. Look like they're wide out, left before the count, Dan. Let's see if they don't move the offense back 5 more yards.
Steve, Lewis on the year, 129 of 230, 2,251 yards, 16 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Here's the call. I think we got everything but the call.
Yeah.
We got before and after the call, but we didn't get the call.
That's what's great about having that official with that. Sometimes it's on, sometimes it's not. So.
And Davis, the number 1 receiver in the Contra Costa area, 48 receptions for 1,041 yards and 8 touchdowns, averaging 21.7 yards per reception, Steve.
Yeah, they're a good tandem, Dan. They work very well together. There's Coach Burstead on the side, pacing the lines over there, Dan.
20 years at Miramonte High School. 3rd, and Steve, this is almost to Sun Valley Mall for a first down. Lewis throws, intended for Clancy in the right flat, incomplete, and here comes the first punt of the night, Steve. .5:11 to go here in the first quarter, Steve, and they went right down the field the first time, but I think that was set up real nicely by that kickoff return, gave them some confidence. This time they did not have the field position, and they go backwards more than they actually went forward.
Yeah, they kind of moonwalked a little bit right there, Dan, and they kind of got back knocked off a little bit. But Spidell's not punting. I heard he was going to be punting, but he's not. So we'll see how this punt goes.
No, the
nice
punter is Jim Kuhn. He's been the punter all year. They get a good roll this time as Clancy's down to cover on it. And it'll be down to the 33-yard line. Miramonte will take over. Steve, I wanted to show you this graphic that Ron Carter made up for us. That and it includes the offensive statistics for both teams. Miramonte has rushed for 14-19, thrown for 18-28, a very balanced attack with Eric Carey and Mark Gillen and the receivers Wright and Halsepian. You see Las Lomas really favoring the pass. We got a call down on the field. It's on Miramonte. So we're going to have, I think Miramonte's going to have to start 5 yards back. They'll start at the 28-yard line. They must have had an illegal man. Let's go down to the field for the call here.
I like that little graphic there. It says Las Lomas.
We have a dead ball, personal foul.
Wow.
The little
First down.
The little graphic right there said Las Lomas has gained 414 more yards than De La Salle.
Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? 15-yard penalty. Stevens takes him all the way back inside the 20-yard line. They're going to start. We're going to call this the 18-yard line. 1st and 10 for Miramonte. 4:58 to go first quarter. 7-7. A good one so far out here tonight, and of course tomorrow, Pittsburgh and Antioch for the 83rd time. How many big little games have you been to, Steve?
Probably about 25, 30.
Here's a handoff to Carey. This is only their second offensive play, and Carey is tackled after a short gain. Excuse me, that's not Carey.
No, it's not.
That's Cameron Lacey. They've already went to the backup, Steve.
Yeah.
Here's the defensive starters for Las Lomas that we never got to get to you. Bart, Madrid, Carl, and Burrell across the line. Perrin, Swisher, and Lower the linebackers. Amoroso, Lawrence, Davis, and Clancy are the defensive backfield. That's what happens when you only have one play on the first drive.
That's right. It's hard to get them in.
We could have done it on the extra point, I guess, but we waited till defense came in. Yeah, they brought in Lacey there. Sometimes they do alternate Lacey and Carey. Gillen to throw on second down. Over the middle, and he's got a receiver, and that's number 4, Wright. Wright still on his feet at the 39-yard line. The tackle on that play came from number 9, Joe Davis. But, Steve, you can see right there, Gillen on that play, and I watched him in warm-ups, looked a lot better throwing the ball tonight than he did against Alhambra a few weeks ago.
Let's watch the replay right here, Dan. And look at all the time he has back here. I think that's where his confidence grows from. He just steps high in the pocket here, and look at this throw, Dan, right on the money. Hits him in stride, a real nice catch by, is that Brennan Wright, Dan, number 4?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, Brennan Wright, nice catch, and we see why they're a lethal tandem.
44-yard gain. Steve, you could have stood back there with that time he got on that play, but a great stuff at the line of scrimmage. You see Madrid on that play. Lowe was there. And also number 80, that's Mike Fambrini.
Here it is, Fambrini comes on through number 80 in Madrid, both of them. They play real good defense right there, good team defense. Nice tackle.
You know what was impressive, too, about that throw? He threw right into the middle of a 2-deep zone with 4 Las Lomas guys around and threw the ball right into Wright's hands. That was a great throw. Gillen will be at the University of Miami and one day hopes to succeed his former Matador teammate, Ken Dorsey. I don't know if they were teammates, but former Matador alumnus, I should say.
Alumnus. I like that word.
Yes. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. And look at this now, Steve. Oh. Sometimes when you get too fancy, that's what happens.
Yep.
They put Gillen in motion, and the pitch came back to Lacey, and then Carey dropped the handoff. Or excuse me, it was Carey, and Lacey dropped the handoff.
Carey tried to give it to Lacey, and they never had the exchange.
Wasn't that a show once?
That's Cagney and Lacey.
Oh, well, it was close.
Well,
Carey and Lacey.
Cagney
and Lacey. Okay.
And they got about as far on the screen as they did.
And they were good friends.
They were real good friends.
Some would say too good a friend. Anyway, 3rd down, Steve, as we get back to live action. 3rd and 13 for Miramonte, and that was kind of a weird one. There's been a couple of weird plays so far, but Gillen to throw here on 3rd down. Looks to the sideline, throws for Wright, and overthrows Wright. Davis and Lawrence the coverage for Las Lomas. And this will be interesting, Steve, to see what they do here. They have the ball at the 43-yard line. And, Burnstead likes to gamble. He likes to roll the dice.
Oh, yeah, and he's on that side of the field. And I was just noticing something with Gillen. He kind of throws like Bernie Kosar a little bit, kind of sidearm us a little bit. Let's watch the replay. Let's see if we can't watch him. Well, we're not going to watch nothing. But anyway, let's see if we can't watch his arm through the night, Dan. See if he doesn't drop down a little bit, like a guy named Kim from Arizona. Here it is, kind of to the side right there, but he throws a nice ball.
Bernie Kosar, you know what he does now, Steve?
I'll play your silly little game. What does he do?
He's part owner of the Florida Panthers National Hockey League.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
Well, if it has to do with hockey, I'm sure you know.
Sharkies. I wonder what they're doing tonight. They actually played tonight, but they weren't on TV. Pachoa to kick. This is a nice high punt. And Davis is forced to, did he call a fair catch?
Nope.
Wow. I thought he would have called. Usually the rule is you call for a fair catch inside
the 10.
between the 10 and 20.
Yeah.
And inside the 10, you let it
Let
go.
it go, yeah.
But he caught it, and Las Lomas is backed up against their end zone here with 2:18 to go first quarter, Steve. 7-7. We're going to send it down to Joey Acuna for the first time tonight. Go, Joey.
Thanks, Dan. I got a different story to tell you. We got a linebacker and also a defensive back / quarterback that was injured during the passing league this year. They're both from Las Lomas Knights, happened to hit each other, suffered concussions, and are out for the year. We're going to first talk to number 16, Ted Bornstein, and number 42, Ryan Ellis. Tell us what happened, guys.
Let's see. I got hurt, got a fractured skull, recovered, and came back, cheer on team.
Now, both you guys feeling okay now?
It's all right, you know. I mean, we hang in there. I mean, we miss it so much. We've been on varsity since our sophomore year, and I don't know. We just root our team on. That's all we can do.
Now, your team's right now at 7-7. I know that both of you wish you were in there, but I want you to know that the team thought very highly of you guys. That's why we're doing this report tonight. Thought you guys were very positive, good leaders, and good luck to you guys. All right.
Thank you.
Got anything to say for Las Lomas Knights?
Go Knights.
Back upstairs to you, Dan and Steve.
You know, Dan, the hardest guys to interview are teenagers.
You know what it is, too? They
That's
come
ball.
up to you.
Ball
Hold on.
start.
Go down to the field for the penalty. We missed the play. Lawrence, a first down, and now it'll be 1st and 15. They accost you in the locker room. They tell you everything, and then the minute you stick a mic in front of them,
It's all over.
it's over.
Well, you know,
Forget
you look at Bercy. In the paper, I was reading about him. He's doing cartwheels, running up and down the sidelines, pumping up his teammates and stuff, and saying that he's got more energy. And then you look at him there, it looks like that guy hasn't had nothing to eat in 3 days.
And maybe he hasn't. 1st and 15, Las Lomas. The ball at the 15-yard line.
Couple great kids, though.
Play action, Lewis to throw. And he's got a receiver right open. It's Burrell. Burrell's at the 50. Burrell down to the 40, still on his feet. Burrell inside the 30, down inside the 20-yard line. A great play. Play action. Burrell made a great adjustment to come back and get that ball, Steve. And Las Lomas is moving again.
Yes, Dan, he really did. And he was rumbling and bumbling and stumbling. Let's watch the replay right here, Dan. Here's Lewis right here. He does a little fake right there. And he gets in the pocket. And watch this adjustment you talked about, Dan. He has to turn around, spin. He grabs it. And right here, he's rumbling. And he's bumbling. And he's stumbling. And he's tumbling.
And you're grumbling.
I'm grumbling. And he's running down, and that's a big play for him right there, Dan. All the way down to about the 20-yard line. They're in business again.
And the referees are stopping the clock. A 65-yard gain. Lewis near 100 yards passing already tonight, Steve, with 1:14 to go. I think they just needed to set the chains there, Steve. The ball's at the 20-yard line. Las Lomas trying to get on the board again. Still tied at 7, 113 now. 111, 110 counting here in the first quarter. Lewis throws. And this is Walker. And Walker gets a couple. Good tackle that time by one of the linebackers who came over and made that play, Steve. I believe that was number 59, Cruz, who made that play.
That was Cruz who made the play. Real nice play, Dan, on first down. They picked up about 6 yards. So nice call on the first down. They're moving them, and this has got the makings of a great game, Dan.
We always pointed to this weekend as being a great weekend, the tradition between Antioch and Pittsburgh, and the fact that neither of these teams really aren't rivals, Steve, but they're rivals because they're both really good programs.
Yes, they really are.
Sometimes that forces you into a rivalry. 2nd and 5, Lewis again in the flat. This is Amoroso, and Amoroso is in for the touchdown.
Yes,
Great
sir.
call on 2nd down, a 15-yard pass from Lewis to Amoroso, and Las Lomas, Steve, has scored 14 points in the first quarter. You know what's amazing about that?
Tell me, Dan.
I'll tell you. Aside from Acalanes, the most points they've given up is 15.
Wow.
Acalanes scored 31 in a game the only game that Miramonte's even been close to losing. And every other team has scored 15 or under. Las Lomas has 14 points in the first quarter. And our buddy Sideburn Spidell is on to kick the extra point. And as usual, the extra point splits the uprights. It's 14-7 with 22 seconds to go first quarter. Take a look at this. Las Lomas does this better than any high school team I think I've ever seen, Steve.
They really do, Dan. They really mixed it up well, and it was a good call. And we knew going in that this was going to have to be an arena football type of game for them to stay with these guys. And so far, Dan, here's the replay. Let's watch it right here, Dan. He just gets him out in the flat right here. He gets a little pressure, and he gets the ball to him. And Davis down here really conceals it. There's a nice block, too, by, I think that was Burrell, 92, and he gets on in right there. Nice play.
That was a great play. You could see it develop. You could see Davis knew exactly where to go and to take his block, and you saw Burrell come back and make the cutback, and Walker walked into the end zone 14-7. Las Lomas with 22 seconds to go first quarter.
And you know, Dan, it was real nice before the game started. Clint Burrell's mom, Joan, came up to us and said, you know what, you guys are really good. We really enjoy you, and we love what you do for the kids. And that's always nice to hear. And I said, Joan, thank you very much. And you are a pretty woman. I said that too, Dan. And she looked at me like, you're an idiot, then walked away.
You know, I don't even have, just keep going, Steve. You're taking the whole thing. Oh, I'm sorry. It was Amorosa, not Walker, who made that touchdown kick. And Steve, oh, they pulled it off this time.
That's what they were trying to do, Dan.
Well, I guess if you can't, if at first you don't succeed, try again.
Yeah.
It was Amorosa who scored the touchdown. That time Spidell kicked the ball, or Spidell kicked it off of Evans, and it came right back to him.
Watch it.
Boink.
Boink. That's the old boink play. Oh, boy.
Man, Las Lomas pulling another rabbit out of their hat. They have 18 seconds here in the first quarter. They lead 14-7 on AT&T Broadband.
And as Keith Jackson would say, oh, Nelly.
And you know, Steve, a Las Lomas victory tonight might get us back here for a playoff game next week.
I don't think it'd take us 3 weeks in a row, Dan.
Well, it'd only be 2.
Well, I might stay here another week if that
Lewis to throw. Throws back. This time it's intended for Walker, and it's incomplete. Carry on the coverage for Miramonte. 11 seconds to go here in the first quarter. As you look at so far, Steve, now this is the guy going to Florida, and this is the guy on the bottom coming back here, number 6, to play next year at Las Lomas.
Well, he's going to the St. Louis Rams.
Not Florida, the college, but to Florida, the state, to play at the University of Miami is Mark Gillen, the Miramonte quarterback. Yeah, he could, well, I don't know if he goes to St. Louis. He could probably play for Detroit.
Oh, you could play for Detroit.
Okay. Second down. Ball to 47. Play action again. Lewis, very confident tonight. Oh, that one. Now, Burrell made the beautiful catch on the adjustment on a ball that wasn't thrown so great. Steve, that ball hit him right between the 9 and the 2.
Yes, it really did. And Andrew Chapman did the coverage on it, and he kind of, I don't know if he jarred it loose or not. Let's watch on the replay right here, Dan. Lewis got plenty of time right here, sets it up and throws it, and it just came out of his hands before he even got there. But a nice close by Chapman.
6 seconds to go in the first quarter. 14-7. Las Lomas. Kind of a shocker so far here from Walnut Creek. Lewis to throw, play action once again. He's looking down the field. He's got Davis. He's got Davis in the middle of the field. He just overthrew him. The coverage from number 23, John Pearlstein, and that'll be the last play of the first quarter. The score after 1, Las Lomas 14, Miramonte 7. We'll be back in 1 minute on AT&T Broadband.
Tonight's AT&T Broadband Game of the Week is made possible in part by a generous donation from Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria in Walnut Creek. Located in the Encina Grande Shopping Center, Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria has classic Italian pastas and gourmet pizzas in a family atmosphere. And Brendan Theaters Concord, featuring 14 screens of movie magic. All theaters have Lucasfilm THX digital sound systems, stadium-style seating with high-back, comfortable love seat chairs.
What you doing, Dad?
I'm just getting rid of my old used motor oil.
Dad! Dad! Dad!
What? Whoa!
It's Mr. Funnelhead, the captain of clean water.
What are you doing? Use your brain, not the storm drain. Recycle your used motor oil for a cleaner future. Call 1-800-NO-DUMPING or check out our website at www.funnelhead.com.
Back at Las Lomas High School and George DeClotte Stadium, and the score after 1 period of play, Las Lomas 14, Miramonte 7. As you take a look at Clint Burrell, the tight end. And Clint, as we mentioned, Steve, playing his last home game of his senior season. As we've switched sides of the field, and Las Lomas now with 4th down will punt. Kuhn in to kick. Lacey and Carey are deep for Miramonte as you listen to little Van Halen in the background, Steve. And you know who programmed that, don't you?
Matt?
No, Ron Carter.
Oh, did he? Is he a Van Halen man?
There was only one band in the world that would be Van Halen.
Oh, my God.
Little delay out there, Steve, as referees are talking about it, but I think we're ready to go now. Referee tonight, Bob Sawyer. So Kuhn to kick.
Tonight's AT&T broadband.
Here's the punt. It's short and it's angled to the sideline. Steve, another reason why this looks like a De La Salle game? Because no one is kicking the ball towards anyone in the silver and green.
No.
Great friends of AT&T Broadband's High School Game of the Week, Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria in Walnut Creek, voted best pizza by the readers of Contra Costa Times. Brendan Theaters with 14 screens of movie magic at Concord and 16 screens of movie magic in Pittsburgh. Contra Costa Clean Water Program and Mr. Funnelhead. Remember, it's free, easy, and cool to recycle used oil and filters. And Paramount Technology at Concord, your computer wizards with expert service and products for today and tomorrow's computer world. First down, Miramonte. The ball at the 20-yard line for the Matadors. 11:49 to go in the first half. 14-7, Las Lomas, and Gillen pitches to Carey. This is Carey, still on his feet. Breaking tackles, Carey still on his feet. Hasn't gained any yardage, but he's still on his feet. Good pursuit that time, Steve. There's a whole bunch of Knights in on that play.
That was the longest 1-yard gain I ever seen a guy run in my life.
Swisher was there. And we also, Prime Equipment of Martinez, thanks for helping us with the scissor lift 2 weeks ago. Everything you need in rental, sales, and service, Pacheco Boulevard in Martinez. Copper friends of AT&T Broadband, Rock Bottom Records, New Mecca Images, The Three Hair Salon, S&S Imports, Golf and Games, Concord Beverage, Pantel's Music Box, A&B Creative Trophies, Mercado's Action Video, and Antioch Opticians. We'll get your friend of the second quarter after this play. The ball's on the ground. And Miramonte recovers, Steve. It'll be third down. Miramonte's only ran 9 plays so far. Steve, who's a great friend?
You know who a great friend was?
Who's that?
Ellie Mae from the Beverly Hillbillies.
Is all you watch TV land?
Even though you're probably a Jane Hathaway kind of guy.
No, actually I was more like a Lori Partridge kind of guy, but that's another story. 3rd and 11. The ball at the 19-yard line. And after this play, I'll give you my friend for the second quarter, Steve. Gillen to throw. He's got time. Now he's rolling. Far sideline. And a great tackle, a great individual effort that time from Kevin Lowe, who I think is one of the best defensive players they have.
Yeah, he really plays a good game, Dan. He's really fast and elusive. He played a real great game last time we were here, and he pursued really well that time. Let's watch the replay right here, Dan. And Gillen's got time in the pocket right here. He gets flushed out, and right here, there's Lowe, 26, going after him. Burrell kind of gets taken out, but a nice tackle by Lowe.
You know who a great friend was, Steve?
Who?
Garfunkel.
Garfunkel?
Simon and Garfunkel.
Okay.
Although I don't know if he's a great friend anymore. Good punt this time from Pachoa, and it's fumbled. Fumbled by Davis right at midfield. Luckily for Las Lomas, his partner Amorosa was there to fall on it, and Las Lomas will have good field position inside the 50-yard lines. Let's take a look at this one again, Steve.
Here's the punt, Dan, and boy, they dodged a bullet right here because this would have put Miramonte right back into business, but they clammed up on it and they got it, and they got good field position right here.
This is the number 2 offense in the area, Las Lomas, and number 1 in this league, Steve. Verian Christian is the only team that has gained more yards per game than Las Lomas. First down, inside Miramonte territory at the 49. Lewis on the option, and Lewis with tough yardage, and he fumbles. And the ball's still on the ground. I think Miramonte's got it, Steve.
They do now.
They do. Lewis tried to put his head down and get a couple extra yards there on that run. He fumbles the ball. Miramonte recovers at the 48-yard line.
Mark Monroe recovered the ball, number 40, Dan. Real nice hit, and it popped out, and it kind of moved around a little bit. Let's watch the replay right here, Dan. And here he is. He's just bootlegging right here, and he gets to the outside. There's Monroe. So he comes back up and makes the recovery, so there's the ball on the ground right there. And Lewis almost had it. Well, he does have it, but Then he doesn't have it. Then it just squirts out. I don't know how that, there it goes squirting out. And Moreau pursuing right there, number 40. He just fell on it.
First down, the ball at the 48. Gillen hands off, and that's Carey. Carey gets 4 tough yards. The tackle that time for Swisher, and also there was Clancy. Steve, here's the rest of our schedule. Antioch and Pittsburgh will be on tomorrow, if you're watching on Saturday night at 3 p.m., and then Thursday at 9:30 in Antioch and Pittsburgh. It's the 83rd Big Little game. Then we're going to do playoff games for the next 3 weeks, and then we're going to start the basketball season. We're going to have some December games, some tournament games, and then we'll start a regular season of games on January 11th with Deer Valley and Antioch, and then we'll have games from both leagues. Second down, Gillen to Carey once again, and Carey gets a first down for Miramonte inside the 40-yard line. Burrell was there to make the tackle.
You know, Dan, how you can tell a great runner?
How's that?
Is that when he gets the ball, it just seems like every time he touches it, he's a foot away from breaking it. And it seems like Carey's one of them runners. You know, he just, right here, he's elusive and he's fast, and he just makes people miss. And he's a real good running back. And you just think he's in the spring one every time he touches the ball. And he's a good running back, Dan.
First down, Miramonte, the ball at the 40-yard line. They trail by 7 with 8:47 to go in the first half. This is Bennett in motion near side. Pitch deep, this time it's Carey again. But a great play by Fambrini, and they drop Carey for a loss on the play.
Fambrini and Ryan Perron, he was in on it too.
Perron.
Yeah. Ryan Perron. That's what I said, Ryan Perron. Ryan Perron. His mom just gave me a look. Oh, my God. It's Ryan Perron, and he was in on it. Let's watch the replay. There he is, 54. He helped out. And this band right next to us is giving me a big old hand.
And you know what song they're playing?
I took her home last night.
All right
to
now.
my place.
By Free, not Bad Company. The singer and drummer ended up in Bad Company. Carey with Bennett out in front, and Carey is still on his feet, and he gets all that yardage back and more. Steve, first down Miramonte. The ball will be placed at the 25-yard line. That was the kind of run you were talking about earlier.
Well, Dan, he's such a good runner, you know, and Deer Valley should have offered him a car or something to stay over there.
Oh, God. Oh, like Deshaun Foster?
There you go. But here, he could have had my car.
Have an SUV. Have a weekend off.
Whatever. I would have gave him my car to Antioch.
Your car barely makes it to Walnut Creek from here.
Matter of fact, you got to give me a ride tomorrow.
I figured that. Good. You can go pick up Mecca food with me.
I'll go with you.
7:40 to go in the first half. 14-7. Las Lomas on AT&T Broadband. Gillen to throw on first down. Oh, he zips a pass to Halsepian, touchdown. Steve, that looked like something right out of the Tim Couch playbook with the Cleveland Browns.
Boy, that was a beautiful throw and a beautiful pattern, and they got some big-time results right there. Boy, I tell you, what a nice throw.
I'll tell you what, there aren't very many high school quarterbacks. You know, the first time we saw Gillen, not that I questioned it, but I was wondering, why is this guy so highly rated? Miami-wise now.
Right.
For some reason, he just didn't have a good game that night.
Yeah.
Tonight, he's throwing the ball with authority.
Right.
Very few high school quarterbacks could make that throw he just made to Halsepian. Halsepian takes it 25 yards to the goal and a touchdown for the Matadors. And an extra point away from a tie ball game with 7:30 to go here in the first half. V-Bach on for the extra point attempt, and that's the backup quarterback, Murray, the holder. And here's the kick. And Steve, that looked like
he missed it.
A Steve Sanchez wedge from about 75 yards out, and he shanked it. And it's no good. So the score was 7:30 to go first half. 14-13 Las Lomas. Steve, we got a big weekend ahead tomorrow. A great game, Antioch and Pittsburgh, and there we are. There we are. I'm Dan. That's Steve, and someone behind us here who's people. They sit up here so they can watch these replays. Did you know that, Steve?
Oh yeah, watch a replay right here, Dan. Here's Gillen in the pocket, and not a lot of protection. Look at this throw right here. Hello. Hits him right there. He runs like a post, kind of runs on into the post, and 7 to 6 points.
He ran in front of Lawrence and Clancy, Steve.
Let's, you know what they say in the Oklahoma State in football. Let's see if that missed extra point don't come back to haunt him, Dan. That could be big in a game like this.
52 yards, 5 plays, Steve.
Yeah, they're really eating up the clock, Miramonte, aren't they?
Yeah. They've ran 6 plays on 2 drives and scored 13 points. Unbelievable.
And
last week, I was just going to say,
I'm sorry, Dan.
54-14 they won last week. We'll review their season later, but go ahead.
We just want to give some credit to Carl Berdahl and John Giles. They do the band here for Las Lomas, and they've been blowing our eardrums out.
Pachoa the kick, and this is Amorosa at the 5-yard line. And Amorosa gets taken off his feet at the 15. Great coverage that time from Miramonte. And down there to make the tackle, we see number 31 and number 84. 31, Steve Hole. 84 is Amir Compton, Steve, for Miramonte.
Real nice coverage. There's 7:25 left, Dan. And we go ahead. You want to look at that comparison,
Well,
Dan?
look at it. You know, Miramonte's only thrown the ball 3 times, but for 66 yards and a touchdown. Lewis is 6 of 13 for 121 and a touchdown. And Las Lomas needs to take some time off the clock here, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm still shocked, though, at some of these events out here, and we'll talk about them after this play, the way all these teams, you never know what to expect week to week. Here's Lawrence on first down. Lawrence gets a couple, maybe 3, and Cruz made the tackle, Steve, and also number 21, Brian Coe. Just to give you an example, we were here on the second week. College Park played a pretty good game, but Las Lomas pretty much dominated that game offensively. They won 28-24. Then Northgate beats Las Lomas last week, and they just didn't beat them. They just didn't squeak by. They beat them 42-21, and Coach Longero said they weren't really ever in that game. So then last night, College Park and Northgate play. Northgate needs the win to maybe get in the playoffs. They lose 27-0 on grass and gain 93 yards.
To College Park. Unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
And College Park the week before beat O'Hammer.
Yeah, it's unreal. Lawrence up the middle, and Steve, that's a pack of matadors, is what that is.
Uh-huh.
A swarming pack of matadors.
What's a matador, Dan?
It's the bull guy.
Oh, the bull guy?
Matador.
Oh.
Purchase your copy of tonight's Game of the Week. A great memory to look back on today and into the future. $20 per tape. Call Metal Matt at 933-6264. 8 first downs. That was the 8th of the game for the night, Steve. You know what a night is?
Like it's shining armor?
You're wondering why they don't spell it. Would just start with the N. Reverse to Davis on first down. Davis still on his feet. Davis still on his feet. And then he's taken off his feet.
Yes.
Number 23, John Pearlstein came over and said, okay, that's enough of that.
But he's going to move the chains, Dan, and they're going to move the chains. Just watch this right here, Dan. He just gives it to him on a sweep right here. Swisher number 4 out there makes a nice block. And right there, the ball comes a little loose right there. He holds on to it. He takes a rack, but he moves the chains.
Looks like he took a flying clothesline from the Rock, Pearlstein, who came over and made that play. Davis looks like he's hurting a little bit, Steve. That was almost like hot potato handoff from Ignacio Valley's playbook, Steve.
We didn't do the hot potato pitch.
We didn't do the hot potato pitch when Ignacio Valley
I can't
played.
believe you didn't do the hot potato pitch. That's your call.
Fake this time, inside misdirection handoff, and a penalty. Yeah, I think that's going to be a hold on Las Lomas.
Yeah.
The ball carrier that time was number 33, Adam Pomerantz, who's just been added to the roster by Las Lomas, and it's a hold against the Knights, and that'll set them back 10. It's going to be 1st and 20. Steve, would you like to take a shot at a location to the left here? Not yet.
Okay.
Think about it.
There's Monroe and Cruz. They've been very active.
The penalty was on Raleigh Miller, number 55. Stats pretty even throughout the first half here. 142 yards of total offense for Miramonte, 178 for Las Lomas.
Holding. Offense. Go first down.
They're going to replay the hold here, Dan. I don't think he appreciates this, but we're going to show it anyway. And right there, he just busts away, and I can't see it anyway. But here comes a flag. That came from Danville.
And the location that we have here on 1st and 20, Steve?
1st and 20 right now. It is, I don't know, Dan. 1st and
Foothill Road.
That'll work.
Lewis is losing his decal on the helmet there, Steve. He's playing so hard. 1st and 20. Lewis pressured. Lewis throws. He's got Burrell over the middle. Oh, and he just led him a little too far. Chapman came over and knocked the ball away. But I'll tell you, Steve, we're seeing something that you don't see a lot in high school football. We're seeing a battle between 2 great throwing quarterbacks.
We really
tonight.
are. Air Croyel, Dan. Here it is, Lewis in the pocket. And that emblem coming off his helmet's really affected his throwing.
Yeah, you can see it
Look
here.
at this. Oh, boy. And right there, he looked like he had something in the works. Real nice play by Chapman.
2nd and 20, Steve. Steve, that, just so you know, when we do this from now on, as we have a lot of tightwads up on the tightwad walkway.
Right.
But that's kind of like, when I point
That's
that
south,
way,
isn't it?
That's south, that's San Jose. It could be Shark Tank.
Okay.
It could be San Jose State.
Okay.
It could be, there's the tightwad walkway up there on the side. They're having a tailgate
3rd
party
down
up
in
there.
San Luis Poly.
That's a little too far south.
Well,
2nd and 20 from the 25. Las Lomas, 5:14 to go. Lewis to throw. Lewis has time, and there's a penalty flag. Good tip that time, and the pass is incomplete, intended for Davis. Chapman and number 23 Pearlstein there on the coverage for the Matadors, but there are penalty flags on the play.
And they're pointing at Las Lomas.
Steve, we have a list for you tomorrow, your top 10 cliches and sayings.
Wow. Oh, we're going to get a hold on Miramonte.
Hold on Miramonte. We're going to send it down to Joey Acuna. Go, Joey.
Okay. Thanks, Dan. I spent some time on the Matador sideline. Now, defensive coordinator Paul Ibarri was not too happy with his defense. He was telling them to stay focused, do their jobs, and stay in position, and they have to get to J.C. Lewis. Back upstairs to you.
Does he have a contract with the Men's Warehouse?
I don't know.
How does he get a different suit every week?
I have no idea.
Joey Acuna. Guy's always got some nice-looking suit. Looks like it. What was your comment one year for the lack of one good coffin?
I said all he is lacking is a coffin.
I mean, the guy's got better clothes than any of us, and he's the sideline guy.
He's got more suits than Mrs. Marco's got shoes.
It's true. It's true. Hope he wears the pink one tomorrow. 14-13 with 5 minutes to go in the half. Lewis to throw. He launches one up. Oh, Clancy makes a great adjustment. He's got the ball. Clancy inside Miramonte territory to the 40-yard line, and all the usual suspects, Carey, Chapman, and Pearlstein on coverage.
And then the coverage in the secondary. Let's watch the replay right here, Dan. And Lewis has just been airing it out. And you know what? I'll just continue doing this. Just keep throwing on these guys. He's got a lot of time to throw the ball. Throws a beautiful ball. Clancy, like you said, Dan, makes a real nice adjustment to it, comes back to it. Big gain. They move the chains with 4:53 to go and counting. They're in business.
First down Knights, the ball at the 40-yard line. 4:45 to go here in the first half. Trying to increase this lead. Lewis to throw. Play action. Burrell in the flat. Burrell's on his feet, and Burrell's close to another. Las Lomas first down. Number 20, Noah Kornblith, the coverage for Miramonte.
Boy, and I tell you, Burrell, boy, he's a big target, Dan, and when he gets that ball, he's just, he rumbles. I don't want to tackle the guy if I got this guy coming at me. But he moved the chains again, Dan. They got something in the works here.
Lewis is one of the best play-action quarterbacks I've ever seen at this level, Steve.
Yeah.
He really knows how to run that play-action and get out and get the ball into the flat into those receivers' hands. And, of course, Las Lomas runs a very complicated offense for a high school football team.
Well, Dan, I don't think it's no secret. You're seeing two of the best quarterbacks in the league right here, maybe in Contra Costa County.
Quick pass this time to Davis. Davis left out there all by himself. And number 23, John Pearlstein, comes up and makes the tackle, but a gain of 5 on first down.
And Pearlstein does a real good job at closing the gap right here, Dan. That looked like it had something in the making. And it's a gain of 5, not a bad first call. But let's watch it right here. Right here, when you first look at it, you see nobody in the flat. And watch Pearlstein comes up and just closes the gap, makes a real nice tackle, number 23. Good job.
The difference there, Steve, is that previous play that went for a touchdown, they had blockers out there.
Right.
You see Davis' stats. That time they left him out alone, and there were 4 Matadors, as they like to say. They had numbers on number 9, Davis. 2nd and 5 at the 25.
Trips to the left, Dan.
Yes, there are, with one back, and here's Lewis to throw as he rolls that way. Now they throw a screen back, pass back to Burrell, and Burrell has a first down, still on his feet, runs right over Cruz. First down. That was absolutely beautiful how they set that one up, Steve.
Boy, Dan, I'll tell you what, Davis is showing a lot of composure in the pocket. He's really getting his
standing
confidence.
tall?
No, he's not standing tall in the pocket right here.
He's moving in the pocket.
He's moving in the pocket. He gets out here in the flat, and right here, look at this Burrell standing over here. He comes back to him, and right here, here's the big man moving up the field right here. And, boy, I tell you what, they got stuff going on. What a beautiful game plan Las Lomas has had so far.
Look at Burrell in his last home game. 4 catches for 95 yards. His mom's having a heart attack in front of us. First down at the 11. They can get a first down at the 1-yard line here. Lewis to throw once again, rolling. Lewis throws to the end zone. Oh, what a catch!
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, man, that's what happens when you've got 6'6" of tight end, Steve. Clint Burrell, touchdown Knights. That's one of the best catches of the season.
It really is, Dan. And if he was 6'5", he wouldn't have had it. He needed every bit of a 6-inch frame to catch it. And the Las Lomas people over here are going ballistic.
That was absolutely beautiful. 3:35 to go. 20-13 Las Lomas. We'll take a look at it after the extra point as Spidell is on. Listen to this, Steve. 85 yards, 10 plays the drive for Las Lomas. And they're just working over Miramonte right here. The kick is up and the kick is good. as Spidell. I think on the year now, Stevie, something like his dad told me he's like 33 or 35 or something on the year extra points.
I think his dad likes him.
He could coach for he could kick for the Niners after the way that Cortez guys went south.
Let's watch this replay, Dan. And for a while, you think that he's just throwing it away here. Right here, he's kind of rolling out a little bit. He gets flushed out. There's a nice block. And right here, he's got people coming up on him. And watch his hands come out of nowhere.
Oh,
beautiful catch.
All the usual suspects in there for Miramonte. As we review the scoring in tonight's game, Swisher, a 2-yard run, got Las Lomas on the board. Miramonte tied one play after a 50-yard run from Carey. Las Lomas made it 14-7. Amorosa, a 14-yard pass from J.C. Lewis. Miramonte then came back. Halsepian, a 26-yard TD pass from Gillen. They missed the extra point. And right there, Burrell, 11-yard pass from Lewis. Extra point was good. 21-13, Steve. And this is a fun game to do. And there's Burrell. Where'd he get that red hair?
I don't know, but he's really put a game together. There's a real good shot of him. And he's putting a game together right here. And we got a good one on our hands tonight,
We
man.
do. Well, Steve, I was talking to Coach Longero about his team and his prospects for last year. Obviously, he's very excited. You only lose 2 players off of your offense. It's the number 2 offense in the area and the number 1 offense in the league. But they swear that Ted Buenacorsi can step in and play tight end. I don't know if they can play as good as this, but look at that, Steve. 200 yards in the first half, and they squib kick again, and it's taken by one of the up men, number 80, Ryan Smith, and Smith gets it back to the 47-yard line. I'd have to say the only thing that Las Lomas has really done wrong so far in his first half are the squib kicks, giving Miramonte great field position.
Well, Dan, I kind of, they got a break on one of them and got the ball back here with 3:31 to go. I think I would have kicked it away right here, trying to pin him down a little bit to give a great offensive a team like Miramonte and Gillen the ball at midfield with 3:31 to go. You're kind of giving him a little gift right here.
If you're going to squib it to the sideline or something. But don't
squib it down to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, something. Play action. Gillen. Oh, he's got 2 receivers open. This is Halsepian. And you know what, Steve? I think that Amorosa got away with a hold on that play. But he had Bennett. Bennett could have ran all the way down to North Main Street, checked out the old cruise sites, and came back.
And got us some Krispy Kremes and came back.
He was so open. Davis found him late on that pattern, but Gillen was going to Halsepian down the right sideline all the way. As we take a look at tonight's statistics, Steve, you could see that right now Las Lomas, a big edge, over 100 yards more than Miramonte. They have 254 yards, 197 passing to 142 for Miramonte. 2nd and 10, the ball at the 48-yard line. Gillen, 5-step drop. Rolling and out of the pocket. And he gets about 3 yards up the middle. Alex Madrid, a great pursuit and tackle there, Steve. And you said hi to his mom, Debbie, who, I don't know, she thinks you're the cat's meow. I don't know why.
You know why? Because it's Alec Madrid.
Oh, Alec Madrid. Okay.
Yeah, that's why.
Well, then
she likes me because I get it right.
I'll tattoo Alec on my forehead then from now on.
Yeah, right here, Dan. He just gets flushed out, and there's big number 44, Alec Madrid, closing up. Does a real good job. Miramonte, there's Gillen's numbers right there.
Wow, 2 of 4 for 66 yards. 3rd and 7. 2:47 to go first half. 21-13 Las Lomas. Handoff Lacey. Lacey on the draw play. Lacey has a first down, and Lacey drags a Las Lomas defender all the way down to the 35, we'll call it the 34-yard line with the spot, and that was a nice misdirection handoff play, Steve.
It really was, Dan. Let's watch this misdirection right here. They give it to, what number's that, Dan, 22?
Yeah, that was Lacey.
Lacey, thanks, Dan.
Well, if you're looking at the right roster.
I'm looking at Clancy right here. I wanted to get number 4, Clancy, and I got him making the tackle.
Do I have to draw the uniforms on the rosters?
And he drug them about as half a city block. On that
do I have to draw little pictures for you so you know what roster is?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, I put pink for the Las Lomas team. I didn't have a red marker. Here's a nice pass to Bennett in front of Swisher, and Bennett has another Miramonte first down inside the 20-yard line down to the 18, and the clock is stopped with 2:18 to go here in the first half. 21-13. Steve, this is arena football.
It's arena football. We love it. You know what we're rooting for?
Overtime.
Overtime. Somehow.
You know what I'm really rooting for? I'll come right out and say it, though. I'm rooting for Las Lomas to win this game because I'd like to see them get a home game, and then we could do that, and then the next week we'll get Miramonte because they're probably going to be the number 1 seed anyway.
There you go.
And we'll get them at DVC. So that's the only reason I'm rooting for Las Lomas. I like both of them, but I just, you got to set up. I got to set up ratings, Steve. I'm part of that committee.
Look at
Here's
this,
a nice run by Lacey. Lacey's still on his feet.
Yes.
Down near the 5-yard line.
Real
He's
nice
on that
run.
far side, Steve, where we can barely see from here.
Well, I was watching it right here, Dan, and let's watch the replay right here. This is pure determination right here, Dan. And they run on the left-hand side of Miramonte, and right here, he just getting on down and rumbling and bumbling.
Well, you can see there's
Nick
Weeks
Smith and Mark
Evans
Bennett
and all those
and
guys.
Kevin Weeks on the left-hand side. They did a real good job. And Brent Evans, the center. That whole side over there did a good job.
1:55 to go. Plenty of time for Miramonte to tie this one up from the 3, first down. Handoff is to Carey, and Carey busts right up the gut. Touchdown, Miramonte. Steve, just like that, in under 4 minutes, Miramonte comes back. They go down the field 53 yards, and now it's 21-19, and they'll go for 2 here to try to tie this one up.
51 yards, 6 plays. Boy, Dan, this is a lot of fun so far.
6 plays, 51 yards, the drive. Actually, 52 yards. I think Dave Jackson been stuck in Mr. Funnelhead's suit for too long.
Well, that's what it is.
And they're going for 2 to tie this one up with 1:49. But the way this one's going, that's enough time for Las Lomas to go down and to get to Spidell country.
Look for Carey on this right-hand side, Dan.
And that's exactly where they go. And Carey, Steve, he just rode right behind Tim Grieve, the fullback, into the end zone. With 1:49 to go in the half, we have a great offensive battle on our hands. 21-21, both teams with over 200 yards of total offense so far, Steve.
Yeah, let's watch the replay, Dan, right here. And here they are, the 2 pointers, a real nice block. They run on the right-hand side of Brandstead and Hornberger, and they open up the hole, and Brett Evans, too, the center, did a good job. 21-21. I think we're going to show another replay here, too, Dan. We got replays everywhere. This is a touchdown replay right here, Dan. And there's a Carey right up the middle. Boy, he's a good running back.
You're right, Steve. He was at Deer Valley, and he transferred to Miramonte, and you can see that was Miramonte's gain and Deer Valley's loss, as Deer Valley is probably going to be 3-7. I think they're playing some team tonight. Who's that team they're playing tonight, Steve?
I think they're a green team, and
Yes,
they're in Concord.
green.
They're a wave of green.
Yes. They're
They're kind of like the Green Berets.
Actually, I think they're even better than that.
Matter of fact, I'd like to send that team to Afghanistan.
I think the Green Berets, well, there's a lot of people like to send that team to Afghanistan.
You know.
Every high school within a 50-mile radius would like to send them to Afghanistan on a road trip next year. The Taliban in De La Salle, live on AT&T broadband.
Oh, boy. People will be pulling for De La Salle finally.
CJ.
I pull for him anyway.
Lawrence on the return. Tackle made by Miramonte's number 90, Swice, and there's 1:42 to go. How do we go from, like, talking about a touchdown to the Taliban in 30 seconds? Who knows where our minds came from. But, yes, that's who Deer Valley's playing tonight, Steve. Dave Jackson's giving me stats, Steve. Doing a good job. Where's Robert Rice tonight? Oh, he's in the box. Okay, we got more stat guys than the 49ers do. They need damage control people whenever Owens opens his mouth is what they need.
You got that right. Hey, Dan, let me ask you a question. 1:42 to go here. You're about on the...
Time out!
Yikes.
Miramonte!
Hello. Just forget what I was going to say. Okay?
I have.
No. What do you do right here, Dan?
I'm going.
1:42. You keep throwing?
Let's go.
Let's go, huh?
There's Coach Bernstead, who's finally in a game tonight. Steve, we were going to review the seasons. Let's do it quickly. Miramonte opened with a 38-15 win over Hogan. They beat Dublin 49-14, College Park 28-8. Then they had the one challenge of the year against Acalanes, 35-31. Carey scored a touchdown with a minute to go to win that game. They beat Campo 43-14, Alhambra 25-10 in a game we brought you here on AT&T Broadband. And then they've just rolled the last few weeks, 40-7 over Mount Diablo, 27-6 over Northgate. Last week, 54-14 over Concord, Steve. So you can see where this is one of the few times they've actually been challenged.
Yes, they really have, and they're going in the halftime. And I really wasn't at that Acalanes game. That must have been a real good one, Dan. 35-31. They gave them all they could handle. And those are a couple of rivals right there, Acalanes and Miramonte. That's right next door. Them guys are spitting distance from each other. But let's see what happens here, Dan. Take this play.
I guess it depends on what you're spitting. But
and if it's a downwind.
Yeah, you're right. First down, the ball at the 27-yard line. Davis in motion. Inside handoff, this is Swisher. And Swisher does the Mike Allstott rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, and he gets a couple out to the 30-yard line. Steve, Floyd Bernstead is the head coach at Miramonte. His assistants, Paul Airberry, Johnny Holloway, Vince Del Quilla, Sonny Brockman, George Crowell, John Wade, the Matadors in the Diablo Football Athletic League. And, of course, they're the defending North Coast Section 2A champions, and they'll have a chance to defend that title. And I'm sure they'll be seated very highly in the seating meetings.
Oh, yes,
Sunday.
they will.
Take a look at the coaching staff. After this play, we'll give you the Las Lomas coaching staff because we want everyone not only to know about the kids, but about the guys who make these kids as good as they are. 2nd and 7 after a gain of 3. Single back behind Lewis. Lewis play action. And he's looking for Davis. But this time he's thrown into double coverage. But Davis makes a great catch. Oh, wow, he threw in double coverage. Pearlstein and Chapman, and he's just picking on Pearlstein and Chapman.
How about triple coverage? Looked like there was 3 guys down there, Dan. But the key to this, Dan, let's watch the time Lewis has to throw this ball, Dan. He's back here. Look at him surveying the field, and he's got plenty of protection. You can't give enough credit to that offensive line. And he throws the ball right here, and watch his catch. Up in midair, great job. And Dan, you really, Clint Burrell, Raleigh Miller, Ryan Perrin, Ali Kazaz, Max Schwartz, and Josh Bart. What a great job they're doing.
I'm going to give you the Pittsburgh and Antioch roster so you can start messing up names tonight before the game
just wait till tomorrow mess them up.
Now, Las Lomas does not have as large a coaching staff as some squads. Only 4 coaches: Doug Longero, Bill Neal, Warren Parker, Don Bradshaw.
Boom.
That's it.
That's it. That's all they need.
Coach Longero went to Milpitas High School, played football at Cal State Hayward. And Jimmy Magana, our good friend from Antioch, played at Cal State Hayward.
And not only did he play at Cal State Hayward, Jimmy Magana set a few records at Cal State Hayward as a wide receiver. He had some records set over there.
Yes,
as a matter of fact, I got all kinds of stuff. I seen Kevin Mauser today.
Wow.
And talked to him for a little bit, and he played at Hayward with Magana. And I just talked to his ex-sister-in-law, who's the coach of the cheerleaders for
Miramonte. Wow. Yes, Sherry.
Uh-huh.
I went to school with my wife, Selena.
Yep.
Davis on a quick slant. And Davis has another first down inside the 15-yard line. To the 15-yard line. 48 seconds to go, Steve. The clock will stop as the chains need to move.
We got a
hold on that play, Steve. This is the SaberCats and the Arizona Rattlers.
This is really wild, Dan.
This is one of the crazier football games you'll see offensively in high school. And we could have overtime tonight. 4 penalties, 30 yards for Las Lomas. Dave Jackson.
Offense. The first down.
He's like Payne Weber.
Yeah, it's like that Aflac duck. Aflac! Have you seen the new one where he falls on his head and he sees him as a little baby duck?
Yeah.
It's hilarious. Yeah. That was a great play, but a holding penalty will set him back 1st and 23.
I like that duck.
Yeah, he's cute. You should remember Aflac after you see it. Clock running with 40 seconds to go. Lewis to throw. All kinds of time. Clancy to the 30. Clancy down to the 25, still on his feet, and then he goes. Now that was a brilliant, smart play by Pat Clancy to go out of bounds.
I mean, they got to move the chains. They're going to stop the clock anyway, but now you got time to regroup right here. And I can't allude enough to how much time he's got right here, Dan.
You've fallen asleep with this much time, Steve.
Oh, my God. I'm sleeping right here watching him. And right here, he just throws it down, and Clancy's on his move. And watch here, he just kind of goes, okay, I'm not going to get hit. I'm going to stop the clock.
That was a nice play. And there's another guy. He's a junior. He doesn't even start, and he's a junior.
That's right.
27 returning Las Lomas Knights next year. They're going to be fun. Well, I'm sure we'll have plenty of games of Las Lomas next year. First down, Lewis to throw. Lewis to the end zone. Throwing for Davis, and that's nearly intercepted by number 9, Julian Housepian, who was in the game on defense. But that time, I think Lewis was pressured a little bit in the pocket, Steve, and forced that throw into the end zone.
I think number 59, Mike Cruz, put some pressure on him, Dan, from the outside, and he had to let that ball go a little bit early. Lucky he wasn't picked off right there. That could have stalled this drive. He dodged a bullet right there. They're still alive.
Yeah, Steve, I haven't talked about, remember the XFL?
Yeah.
They used to put the announcers in the stands. So this is what we've kind of.
I love them being in the stands. I like that.
Kind of XFL-ish. It's okay as long as the people don't walk across our table to get to their seat.
They walk behind us and push us and mess my beautiful hair up.
You couldn't mess your hair up with a sander.
Jeez.
Second and 10, the ball at the 20. 25 seconds to go in the first half. Lewis, pressured, rolling to the end zone, and he throws this one. Steve, he threw that one halfway to Altamont Pass.
Yes, he did.
Did you go to Altamont? Did you go to the Rolling Stones concert at Altamont?
I was a leader of the Hells Angels back then.
Yeah, you and Sonny Barger,
Me and
right?
Sonny Barger. I took him over there. Here's a replay right here. And right here, there's a guy at Heather Farms going, what was that just flew by my head?
Well, Steve, Heather Farms is that way.
Well, whatever.
How do you even find a business to deliver a package?
I don't know, but I've been doing it for 24 years.
I know.
It's amazing. Look at this. Look at the yardage for the first half, Dan.
13 to 22, 257, and 2 touchdowns.
Wow.
Timeout, Las Lomas with 18 seconds to go. They have one left as it's going to be third down, Steve. And we are in Richie Spidell territory.
Yes, we are.
I cannot reiterate to you, Joey Pate last week for Antioch, winning that game with a 41-yard field goal as the time expired.
42.
Well, 41-42, whatever.
Yeah.
For Antioch to kick a field goal over 30 yards, the way their special teams have performed in some of the games we've been in, was just amazing. Now, just to get you ready for tomorrow night, Steve, if you're watching, and we'll be on in the day as you take a look at it.
This is my favorite weekend because I get to do this. I get to spend a lot of time with you, and even for a guy who.
And that's why it's my least favorite weekend.
Yeah, that's right. See, I was going to say for a guy who just belittles me and just tears me apart, I love it. You're like Don Rickles to me. I love it.
There's no booing. That was Don's favorite saying. We'll have the Antioch-Pittsburgh game on tomorrow. But the Antioch, 9 injured starters, but they will get Richie Beltram back, which will be a big help to their defense. But they lost Aaron McGee this week to a viral infection. You told me Zach Robinson's out of the game.
He's
They're already out. Trucks is gone. Tyner's gone. A couple of their linemen are gone.
We're gone.
Pray for the Panthers.
Pray.
18 seconds to go. 3rd and 10. The ball at the 20-yard line. 2 wide receivers near side. Lewis to pass. Play action. Throws. He has Walker, and Walker he either has a first down or he's very close to a first down. Steve will have to wait and see where this spot is as he goes out of bounds with 13 seconds to go. This will be an interesting call if it's
they're going to get it's a first down because he's about on the 11-yard line.
Actually, he needs to be inside the 10, and right at the 10, it's a first down.
Let's watch a replay right here. And boy, I tell you, this Lewis is really showing me something right here. Look at this throw, right on the money. Really a nice out. Beautiful.
Las Lomas has 17 first downs in the first half, and when we get a break, remind you why I think of this team and the Pittsburgh basketball team of last year, why I see a similarity, Steve.
Oh, wow, that should be a good one.
First down. The ball at the 10. Lewis to throw. He throws a fade pattern to Burrell, and that was just nutty. He fired that thing as high as the goalpost, and then Burrell tripped over number 21, Coe, on coverage. Ball falls incomplete. You know why they remind me of those teams? Remember when they were juniors, how much we couldn't wait to see them as seniors?
Yeah.
And then they were just incredible?
Right.
Same thing here.
Let's watch this replay right here, Dan. And right here he just throws it to the flag right here and leaves it up, and they kind of just get tangled right there, and that's a good no call.
That was a good no call. He didn't even. If you're not going to allow him that, then you might as well just put handcuffs on.
Exactly.
Second down from the 10. 7 seconds to go, Steve. You figure they're going to have to one time to the end zone and then bring in Spidell. Lewis rolling. Lewis has time. He throws, and there's a penalty on the play, and this is going to set him back, Steve, and this is going to probably be a 37-yard field goal attempt if they choose to go for it here because they're going to have a hold.
Yeah, that's going to hurt them. I like over the middle right there with the tight end, Dan. Right in the middle of the defense, to the teeth of the defense right there. A little quick pop opener right there.
Well, especially when your tight end's as big as Lurch.
Well, exactly.
And here comes. And if you can get a shot of this, Matt, with one of our cameras, here's the Richie Spidell fan club.
On the offense. Take it down.
This is the Richie Spidell fan club up here in front of us. So the ball will be moved back to the 23. Here's a replay, Steve.
Here's a replay. And right here, here's just Lewis is sprinting out to his right there, and he lets one go towards the corner. Not even close, so Spidell's coming in. Can you guys stand up, Spidell?
The Spidell family, here they are. Here's the Spidell fan club right here. They're all on TV right here
there
in front of us. Yeah.
That's Spidell family.
And this is the adopted Steve Spidell.
You like my Hawaiian shirt?
You want to sing his little song for him while he's out there?
Spidell man, kick a field goal, yes he can.
Kick it from 10, kick it from 20. What else rhymes with 20?
Look out, here comes the Spidell man. In the heat of the night.
What are you on?
Look at this guy.
He's ready.
Up the
He's ready.
It was like Joey Acuna that one year, remember?
He did. He went down there. Steve, this is going to be a very long field goal attempt. This is going to be a 45-yard attempt for Mr. Spidell.
I bet you $1 he makes it.
Okay.
All right.
3 seconds to go. This will be the last play of the first half. Lewis is the holder. The snapper is Kent Frankovich. Spidell from 45. Last play.
Oh, he missed it.
It's up and It's wide right. No good. Last play of the half. The score at the end of the first half tonight, Steve. Miramonte 21, Las Lomas 21. What else can you say about this offensive explosion?
Well, Dan, it's really a fun half to do, and talk about chalking up some yards going up and down the field. We got the two of the best quarterbacks all in the East County and all the whole counties, and they're really putting on a show, and you got to really, really tip your cap to the Las Lomas Knights and the game plan they've had so far.
I'm going to have to change your cliches. Usually take your hats off to them. Tonight we're going to tip their hats.
We're going to start tipping them.
Well, you know, that holding penalty cost them, and that's why that field goal was wide. 21-21 at halftime. We'll be back after the halftime festivities on AT&T Broadband.
Tonight's AT&T.
For a cleaner future. For more information, call 1-800-NO-DUMPING or check out my website at www.funnelhead.com.
Back at Las Lomas High School, the halftime score, Miramonte 21 and Las Lomas 21 tonight. Dan Wall and Steve Sanchez as always. And Steve, even though the score is even, there's a great disparity in the total yards. You could see in the first half, Las Lomas has outgained Miramonte by 125 yards, 323, 198. And J.C. Lewis has thrown for 268 yards in the first half.
Boy, Dan, he's really put a first half together. Look at the first down, 17 first down for the Knights, 8 for Miramonte. They've really they could be a lot worse. They've really had their opportunity to throw a couple more points on the board, Las Lomas, and they've really kept Miramonte around in this game, Dan. So it's going to be an interesting second half.
We'll be back in 1 minute on AT&T Broadband with tonight's second half.
Tonight's AT&T Broadband Game of the Week is made possible in part by a generous donation from Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria in Walnut Creek. Located in the Encina Grande Shopping Center, Rocco's
Coach.
Or check out our website at www.funnelhead.com.
Back at Las Lomas High School, the halftime score 21-21 tonight between the Knights and the Matadors. Let's take a look at some of the individual stats here. Before we do that, we're going to send it down to Joey Acuna. He's with Coach Longero. Go, Joey.
Thanks, Dan. We're here with the Coach Longero for the Knights. Coach, you're up 21-21. Your offense has gained over 300 yards. Tell us, did you feel like you could have put them away in the first half?
Oh, our offense is pretty explosive, but we got to play some great defense in the second half. It's just going to come down to defense on both sides of the field, both teams.
Now, speaking of defense, you've been able to contain Carey and Gilliam. Now, let me know, are you going to be gambling this second half?
No, we're going to keep doing the things we've been doing, so we just got to play great football and tackle.
Coach, 21-21, good luck to you in the second half. Back up to you, Dan and Steve.
Individually in the first half, Steve, J.C. Lewis, 14-26, 268 yards, of course, and 2 touchdowns. He threw to Burrell 5 times for 106 yards. Walker caught 3 for 31. Davis caught 3 for 61. Rushing, Lawrence ran for 27 yards. Swisher had 3 carries for 7. For Miramonte, Gillen threw for 81 yards, only 3 of 5, only 5 attempts, amazingly enough, as the offensive plays favored Las Lomas 39-20. Rushing, Carey had 79 yards. He had almost all that on one carry with the 50-yard gain. Lacey had 3 for 36. Wright caught a pass for 40. Bennett 1 for 15. And Halsapian 1 for 26. As we review the scoring in the first half, Swisher started things with a 2-yard run. It was 7-0 Las Lomas after the kick. Miramonte tied it on a 50-yard run from Carey. One play after that one. It was 14-7 Las Lomas. Emarosa, who's nicknamed Ammo, by the way, Steve.
Ammo.
14-yard pass from Lewis. It was 14-7. Miramonte struck right back. Halsepian a 26-yard TD pass from Gillen. It was 14-13. Burrell caught a beautiful 11-yard pass from Lewis. Went up high to get it. 21-13 Las Lomas. The kick was good. And then Carey a 3-yard run, a 2-point conversion. We're tied at 21 as we get ready for the second half as Miramonte tries to go unbeaten, Steve. And you know, Miramonte, as you take a look at last year's record, they only lost 1 game last year. So in their last 2 seasons, if they win tonight, they'll be 21-1.
And, you know, Dan, looking at the stats right here, just what kind of jumps out at you. Las Lomas had 17 first downs to 8. Miramonte was more of a big play strike type first half where they were hitting you quick and hard. And Las Lomas was more of a drive-consuming, time-consuming drives, and they were getting results at the end of their drives. So it's going to be interesting in this second half. Look for Gillen to throw the ball a little bit more and to use his arm a little bit. I thought he threw more than 5 times. That kind of surprises me, that stat.
Spidell to kick, and he kicks another one on the ground, and it's taken again by number 80, Ryan Smith, and Smith is met at the 42-yard line. That's where Miramonte will take over here to start the second half. We'd like to say hi to great friends of the AT&T Broadband Game of the Week. And as always, Rocco's Restaurant and Pizzeria in Walnut Creek, voted best pizza by readers of the Contra Costa Times. Brendan Theaters with 14 screens of movie magic in Concord and 16 screens in Pittsburgh. Contra Costa Clean Water Program and Mr. Funnelhead. Remember, it's free, easy, and cool to recycle used oil and filters. And Paramount Technology at Concord, your computer wizards with expert service and products for today and tomorrow's computer world. Start of the third quarter at Las Lomas, 21-21. And Gillen starts at the 42-yard line. Hand off to Carey, and Carey has a pulling guard out in front who gets him some good yardage out to the 50. Steve, you like to talk about lineman. Weeks made a nice block and got Carey 7 on first down.
He really did, Dan, and number 80 for Framberini, he made a nice tackle, and he was in on the play, but yeah, that was a real nice block right there by Kevin Weeks on the pull job right there on the left guard. Real nice play for first down, picked up about 7 yards, Dan.
2nd and 3, the ball right in front of us at midfield. Miramonte trying to score here on the first series. As Gillen goes long, he's got a receiver in double coverage. Davis cut in front, the safety though, to knock that pass down. That was a new receiver in the game. We haven't seen number 83, Alan Donner. Here's the some other great friends: Rock Bottom Records, New Mecca Cafe, Images of 3 Hair Salon, S&S Import Service, Golf and Games, Concord Beverage, Pantel's Music Box, A&B Creative Trophies, Mercado's Hairstylists for Men, Action Video, and Antioch Opticians. And Steve, who was your third quarter great friend?
Well, they're Beavis and Butthead.
Well, you know, we failed. After this play, we still got to throw in David Schwimmer, who is a real friend. Carey on third down. And Carey gets 5 ahead, and actually more like 6, and a first down for Miramonte at the 44-yard line. But you know who was a good friend, Steve?
Patrick Clancy in on the tackle. Who's a good friend, Dan?
Marcus Welby.
Oh, my God. Dr. Kevorkian?
He was a good friend, too. I got to think of a few more. I'm running out of them now, Steve.
How long do we got to do this?
Butthead was good.
I'm not doing them tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
We do?
Oh, yeah. You
got to do the friends?
Go home and think of some.
Oh, my God. I'll be up all night.
No, it won't be the first time. First down. Gillen hands off to Carey. Carey around right end, still on his feet, and he's met by a swarm of knights, Steve.
A swarm of
pack of knights. A whole bunch of knights. He was knighted.
Let's watch Madrid at number 80.
Fambrini
right here. Here's Carey right here. Nice, real nice move, real nice run. There's Framberini right there. There's Carey, and there's a nice block, and move the chains. Well, second and about a half a foot.
Perrin was there as well to make the tackle. Miramonte, though, has never been ahead in this game, Steve, and that's a rarity, but they could take the lead here for the first time in the third quarter. 2nd and very short.
And Carey just went over the 100-yard mark. And he's going to add a couple more right here.
And Carey, and there's a penalty, and I think this one's coming back on a hold from Miramonte. That was on the left side of the line. Yes, Steve, you have to come up with some friends. I have guys come up to me and go, who are the friends tonight? By the way, Ursula is a friend as well. You know, you get Phoebe and Ursula. You know, she plays her twin sister on the show. Nice.
That's true, huh?
Yeah.
Holding on the offense, 2nd down.
Thank you, Payne Weber.
The ball moved back to the 45-yard line. Take a look at this.
Let's look at number 77, Kevin Weeks, right here on the outside. He just takes on a city block right there. And
no, 77's right.
Oh, there he is, right there. He's as big as a city block. That's what I meant to say. What's his size, Dan? Kevin Weeks.
We don't have that from Miramonte.
We don't have it? Oh, we don't?
We might have it just on the offense. I think they filled it in. He's 6'6", 250. They didn't put it on their roster, though. I think we got it just for the starters. Oh, the ball's on the ground, a fumble. This is going to bring up third and a location, Steve, because Miramonte, I think Grebe fell on that ball right at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be third. Now think which way we're going.
Okay, let me see. One right there. I can't use a Sun Valley ball. That's too easy.
I already used it.
Oh, you did? When, tonight?
I got one.
What?
Third and run, burger run.
Why don't you run to the burger and get me one?
There's
pretty boy Floyd right over there.
You know, and for a big-time high school coach, he's one of the mellowest guys you'd ever meet in your
yeah.
life. I call him in his office at lunch. He's like, "Oh, hi, Dan. How are you?" And I said, yes, we'll have the same team for you this week. Third down. Gillen rolling. Gillen throws. Oh, it's intercepted! That was probably the worst pass I've ever seen Gillen throw, Steve, as he rolled out. And there's Ryan Perrin, who told me it's Perrin, not Perron. And he makes the interception. Las Lomas good field position as they stop that drive.
Let's watch the replay right here, Dan. And it wasn't one of Gillen's better efforts right here. He's getting flushed out of the pocket. And right here he throws on the run, and he just threw behind his man. He tried to go to number 42, Tim Grebe, and didn't work out. They got the ball back in Lewis's hands. Let's see what happens.
Lewis has already thrown for 268 yards in the first half. First down, the ball at the Las Lomas 48-yard line. Play action, as always, for Las Lomas. Into the right flat. This is Swisher. Swisher's on his feet, and then Swisher, Mike Allstats, number 23, Pearlstein, and gets close to a first down.
And, Dan, if you noticed, they used the same play what they started the game out with. They're right here. This is the first of they said, let's go back to what we did earlier. We're going to hit them with the short little flat passes, and we're going to open up the defense a little bit, and that's what they did right here. Watch this tackle right here. Hello, right on his head. Nice tackle.
Swisher's a sophomore.
Yeah. Wow.
Talk about a wealth of riches here at Las Lomas High School for next year. They give him the first down. Here's Lewis to throw again, and he throws this time the other way. Groundhog's Day left to Swisher, and Swisher's going to be near another first down inside the 35-yard line. Kornblith was over there. Chapman pursued as well for Miramonte, Steve. But I'll tell you, this is the J.C. Lewis we thought about. You know what really makes you wonder? We've seen the kid twice play like this, right?
Yeah,
He's playing again like this. What the heck happened the last 2 weeks?
Well, he's a kid, Dan. I don't know what, you know. He might have got a fight with his girlfriend.
He answered the phone today when I called over here.
Did he?
I go, Coach. He goes, no, this is J.C.
Nice play right there in the flat. He's got him moving again.
Second and 2, the ball at the 34-yard line.
I can't believe they're passing the ball. They wasn't that effective in the first half.
Davis in motion. You're a genius. And Swisher's been the entire focus of the offense here so far in the third quarter, catching 2 passes, running for a first down inside the 30, the ball spotted at the 28-yard line. First down, Knights.
Tim Grebe on the tackle again, number 40.
40's Mark Monroe.
42, Tim Grebe was on the tackle.
Okay.
Well, we got some rowdy people down here.
Oh, I'll tell you. You just have to have like a checks and balance system with you, Sanchez. That's all there is to it.
That's all right.
That's what the Antioch police say, too. First down. Lawrence up the middle. Lawrence, a first down. Lawrence still on his feet. And Lawrence has another first down near the 10-yard line, subbing for the injured Daniel Nachman, playing his last game, and a beautiful run by Lawrence there.
Well, Dan, they gave him a blood transfusion at halftime. Here's another guy with a blood transfusion. Right here, he just cuts. Watch this move. It's like he gave him some, I don't know what they gave him, but he's full head of steam right there.
I've got a list for you. Top 3 blood transfusion of all time.
Yeah.
Him tonight.
Okay.
You in 76.
Yes.
Keith Richards in 78.
All 3 of us, boy. Together, we could have just took out the whole Red Cross.
Tomorrow we'll have the top 3. We're going to have top riots of all time and also top running backs of all time at Pittsburgh High. Dave Jackson's getting up at some ungodly hour to go get it from Bill Mercado. First down. Lewis to throw. He's got Swisher in the flat. Swisher has it. Swisher needs a big effort to get in the end zone. And
touchdown. Nope.
Oh, he's out of bounds at the 1-inch line.
Let's watch this replay, Dan. And, boy, this was a good effort by Swisher. I don't know what they told this kid at halftime, but they've just really featured him, just like you said. He turns around, makes a nice adjustment to the ball. Right here, he gets hit really hard. He stays on his feet, just throws that guy to the ground, number 23.
That was Pearlstein.
He folded him up like a Kmart lawn chair.
They told him, if you want to go to the sophomore hop, you better get in there. First down and goal from the 1. Lewis, handoff. And guess who? Swisher, touchdown Las Lomas.
Well, it was only fitting that he scored it. since he moved him all the way down the field right there. Boy, we got a good one on our hands,
I'll
Dan.
tell
This
you,
is fun.
The Brendan Swisher Memorial Drive right there. No, Memorial, he's still here.
What, did he die or something
No.
on that drive or what?
52 yards, 5 plays, 4 to Swisher.
Big interceptions,
Or
big
how
turnover.
about the Brendan Swisher tribute drive?
There you go.
Okay.
Tribute to Brendan Swisher.
And look who's out there, your buddy.
This drive was brought to you by Brendan Swisher.
Yes.
From the Swisher family.
Well, I think it was the time with the Brendan Theaters and the Brendan Swisher.
I'm with you.
I got to come up with a fourth quarter friend. We'll take a look at that run after the extra point. Spidell on, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. 6:53 to go, third quarter. What a ball game tonight. I got to get a look at J.C. Lewis's stats, Steve. He's got to be near 300 yards passing.
Oh,
this
at
could
least.
be a record. 28-21 Las Lomas. Let's take a look at, do you have the stats, Dave Jackson, on Mr. Lewis, J.C. Lewis we can take a look at? There's a good look at Brendan Swisher. He's a sophomore, Steve.
Yep.
They've got a couple sophomores. Buena Corsi's a sophomore, too. And Lowe's a sophomore. Can you believe some of
That's
these names?
unbelievable.
These guys are all coming back. Pomerantz is a sophomore.
And you know,
We're waiting to get the stats. 16 to 26, 297. For,
well, you weren't off. You're 3 yards off, Dan.
I was 3 yards off.
Now, if you're playing marbles or if you're playing grenades, that, you know.
You're pretty close.
You're pretty close.
If you're in the hills of Afghanistan, you'd be doing pretty well if you're 3 yards off.
I can get you within 3 yards of the bearded guy.
Boy, would I love to have that.
Oh, my God. Boy, I hope.
Wouldn't you like to be the guy that brings his head out on a stick?
Man.
And here comes the squib kick. And this, guess who got it, Steve? They must have saw. Oh, man! I don't think number 80 likes this idea anymore. Ryan Smith, he just got hammered.
And guess who hammered him?
Well,
Kevin Lowe.
Was it Lowe?
26 just creamed him. Let's watch 26
and
right
hold
here,
on,
Dan.
Perrin and also Clark.
Let's see
in on
the
that.
first guy who gets to him. Right there, Dan. Let's see what his number is. 26, Kevin Lowe.
7-yard line, 1st and 10.
Oh,
Matador.
and he's wobbly, Steve. Actually looks like Steve after a long night.
That looks like Dan after I used to drop him off after he was done going out with me tonight. Here he is. Here he is, Selena. Yeah, he went out with his helmet on.
Gillen to throw. And he throws another pass, this time behind Bennett, but Bennett makes a good adjustment, comes back to the ball in front of Perrin, and they get inside Las Lomas territory down to the 41-yard line. The tackle on that play by Amoroso.
Yeah, the key to this is Mark Bennett. He makes a real good play right here, Dan. And right here, this could have been intercepted. He didn't turn around, and Bennett just turns around and gets it, and real good effort on his part.
First down, Miramonte, the ball at the 41, trying to tie this one up with 6:33 to go.
Scott Ammo on that tackle.
Yeah, Ammo is what they call him. That's his nickname, they said. Gillen over 100 yards passing with that last attempt. First down, Miramonte. Draw play, this is Lacey, not Cagney. And Lacey still on his feet. And Lacey with good speed, and Davis is chasing him, and he's not going to catch him. Touchdown, Matadors. Just like that. Talk about quick strike, Steve.
Wow.
2 plays. Unbelievable. Lacey goes for 41 yards, and we're an extra point away from another tie.
6:09 to go, the third quarter, could be 28-28.
2 plays, 63 yards the drive.
And there's a subdued Las Lomas crowd.
Or an excited Miramonte crowd. You really can't tell these days. I thought you'd like Monica Lewinsky. That kind of shocked me.
Well, I was going to use that tomorrow on you.
Oh, okay. Well,
Jeez. You stole my thunder.
I had a good one
I
the
thought
other
I
day,
was the
too.
guy with the friends, you
Well,
know?
I get some of them.
Well, you know, you can...
Oh, and it's blocked. Pick it up. Yeah, you can. Why, can't you run that in high school?
Yes, you can.
I thought you could return those.
I thought in college you can, I know.
Maybe it is in college. Let's see if we can see that number. Who blocks that extra point, Steve?
I thought it was...
Oh, we don't have the
I
replay.
thought it was 27, Dan.
Was it Amoroso?
Scott Ammo.
Oh, Scott Allen. Well, yeah. That could be. And Steve, once again, that extra point come back to haunt the Matadors?
You know, it's a big point.
Steve, last week Northgate beat Las Lomas 42-21. I want to take a look. Lewis threw for 283 yards in that game. It's not like the guy slouched off and had 110 or something like that. Miramonte won 54-14 over Concord, and I think Gillen played the first series.
But I like
then they went to the backup.
Dan, what I like about Lewis is that he's got a very strong arm. Let's watch a touchdown right here, Dan. Here's Gillen right here handing it off to him.
You could have ran your UPS truck through that hole, Steve.
And Cameron Lacey right here, good effort right here. And right here his speed just kicks in. You're not going to catch him right there. There's a real good shot of some speed right there.
Gillen has thrown for 103 yards. Lewis 297 yards in the game, but it doesn't matter. It's 28-27 Las Lomas, and this is going to get Las Lomas the ball at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, that ain't bad.
The kick is out of bounds. 6:09 to go, 28-27 Las Lomas. What a ball game out here tonight. Last week we had a good game. Every time we've been here, we've had a good game.
We've had good games because we got some very skilled people in skilled positions, and they make it very entertaining.
Let's remind you once again tomorrow at 3 o'clock on both cable systems in Walnut Creek and Pittsburgh, the Antioch Panthers at 3-5-1, very beaten up. Someone might say a little demoralized against the Pittsburgh Pirates, who need to win the BBL championship or at least the co-championship. But Steve, you throw the records out in this game.
Well, if you throw the records out in that game, you may get caught for littering. Because I tell you what, they're in trouble, the Panthers. They really need to put a game effort together. If they would have played it to be, let's go ahead, Dan, take this.
Here's another play action pass to Burrell, the tight end. Taken off his feet, though. A nice hit that time by number 8, Chapman, who's been picked on a lot tonight by Mr. Lewis. Over 300 yards for J.C. Lewis tonight, Steve.
Let's watch this replay right here, Dan, and it is a big hit. Right here, here's Lewis faking, rolls out. Burrell right there, just lets his man go. Watch this hit right here by Chapman. He goes down low, and that's where I would go to get that big guy. And he holds on to the ball. Good effort on his part. Picks up about 5 yards.
301 yards tonight for J.C. Lewis, and we still have 17 and a half minutes to play in this ball game. 2nd and 6 from the 40-yard line. 2 backs behind Lewis offset, and he's play actioned about 50 times tonight. And he throws for Davis, and he has Davis. And Davis is still on his feet. Davis is at the 30. Davis is down inside the 20 to the 17-yard line. We're on the far sideline over there. Great coverage that time by Noah Kornblit. And a penalty all the way back in the backfield. It's going to go back to Las Lomas. This one's coming back, Steve.
That's too bad.
Hey, you know what that means?
Payne Weber is going to have something to say about that.
Yes, he will. Yes, he will, Steve. And while we have this opportunity, we did not review Las Lomas this season, Steve. They started with 7 wins. Here's the call. They started with 7 wins. We saw 2 of them against Acalanes and College Park, but those 2 losses the last 2 weeks, amazing to Northgate and Alhambra, and that's why they're 7-2 fighting for a playoff.
Let's watch this replay, Dan. See if we can't find the hold.
It's right there.
Yep, there it is, right there. I see it, right over the center. And boy, he can throw the ball though, can he, Dan?
And Davis can catch it.
Yes, he can.
So, Steve, they're all the way back to the 23-yard line. This is well in range of a good location if they don't get yardage on this play, so start thinking about one to the south. 2nd and 22 from the 23. Empty backfield with Swisher in motion. Trips near side. Lewis on the draw. And he fumbles. Oh, he fumbles, and I think Miramonte got it, Steve.
Yes, they did.
And just like that, that shows you how quickly things can change out here. They're trying to separate that scrum down there, and it's Miramonte's ball, and Miramonte recovers, Steve, at the 25-yard line. They're in business here to go in and take the lead.
That saved me. I had no location.
I've got a location for you.
I bet
anywhere
you do.
Not near us. How's that for a location?
You're just a mean man, Dan.
Thank you. Oh,
there
yeah,
it is.
Great. If we could get that number, it looks like Pearlstein. But it's so hard sometimes to see the numbers and the angles we're on here, Steve. Even on the replay there, you can barely see that number.
You know, you got a penalty and you got a turnover, and look what happens. They're knocking at the door.
First down, the ball at the 25. Miramonte, 5:06 to go, 3rd quarter. They trail by 1 here on AT&T Broadband. And Gillen's going for it all, and he's got Halsepian, and Halsepian reaches in. Touchdown, Miramonte. Steve, they don't waste any time.
No, they sure don't. Boy, they put those long drives together.
They're like my wife when my visa bill clears. Charge! Man, they don't go on any short shopping sprees. They go straight to the end zone when they get a chance. And he threw another beautiful flag pattern to Halsepian. He reached for the flag. Touchdown. They're going to go for 2 and try to make it 35-28 Matadors.
And you just keep wondering if Las Lomas is not going to fold like an Atlas road map if this keeps continuing.
Or like a Kmart lawn chair.
Or a Kmart lawn chair.
Let me write some of these folding things down. Top 3 folding items, Steve Sanchez. I know one thing, you never unfold your wallet. Here's the two-point conversion, and that's Carey. And Carey is down, and they don't get it, Steve.
No.
They don't get it, so they lead by 5, 33-28 with 4:57 to go third quarter, Steve.
What a great game, Dan. I think you're going to see Lewis throw the ball a little more. What do you think, Dan? Am I a genius?
When they have color, man, there's a great shot of the crowd as we're going to take another look at this touchdown.
Watch this throw right here, Dan. There's the Bernie Kosar sidearm. And right there, he hits him right in stride. There's Davis trying to keep him out. Oh, beautiful.
Right on the line. Touchdown.
Right on the pylon. Good call.
You know what, though, Steve? That was, you know how close that was to a touchback?
Yeah.
1 inch to the other side. He drops that ball in the field. It rolls out. It's a touchback. Las Lomas ball at the 20. And, Steve, when you look in the dictionary next to color guy, you don't see your picture.
No. That's good.
First time in the ball game. You know, Dave Jackson needs a cookie or something. I mean, he's so good.
What's he saying now?
This is the first time that Miramonte's ahead. We're going to send it down to Joey Acuna. Go, Joey.
Thanks, Dan. If you're looking for number 20, Daniel Nachman, the star running back for the Knights, he's here with me right now. Daniel, I know it's a real big game. Right now you guys are behind. I know you like to be out there. Tell us what happened to you.
Well, Akalani's game, I had a bad hamstring pull, and it hasn't really gotten better since, but I'll be back by next week, so I'm looking forward to that.
Looks like Brendan Swisher's doing a good job for you.
Yeah, he's doing a real good job. He's doing a real good job blocking.
We'll get back to the game. Thanks for the interview.
Thank you.
Back upstairs to you.
Here's one of those another excited youth. You like to talk about
the youths of today.
Here's Lawrence at the 5. Lawrence still on his feet. Lawrence with another great return. Lawrence is at the 4. He's at midfield. Lawrence has one man to beat. It's Carey. Can he do it? Oh, my goodness, Steve, I don't know what to say anymore.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Knocked out of bounds at the 15-yard line, an 80-yard return for C.J. Lawrence. Let's take another look at it.
Oh boy, what a beautiful return. It looked like he was, let's watch the replay right here, Dan. And right here, he starts going to his left, and all of a sudden he shifts direction. And watch these missed tackles right here. There's a couple. There's one.
75 yards on that return by C.J. Lawrence.
And God just announced how far it was. Jesus. And he goes down the side. And right there, move the chains, and they're in business, Dan.
I said it was 80. They said it was 75. You know what it was? 77.5.
There you go.
Right in the middle. Dave Jackson says 77. We'll go with that.
And that's
First
what
down.
That's what the over-under was in this game.
The over-under was about 60. We've already topped that. We have 61 points on the board. We have 16.5 minutes to play. And here's a handoff to Davis. And he's got a caravan out in front of him. Swisher's out there. Oh, but good pursuit that time. Steve Hull just threw Perrin on the ground for no apparent reason. And now we're starting to get some tempers here. As I think that might have been Chapman who made the tackle, Steve. This is where they tend to get in a little bit of trouble because he doesn't have as much field to work with, Steve.
Let's watch the replay right here, Dan. And right here he just gives it to Davis. Davis was in motion. And right here he's trying to spread the field out. And here's a good shot of Davis right here in the pursuit. Real nice play, number 8, Chapman. Chapman's played a very good game defensive-wise for them. 36 finishes it up.
That was Semmelmeyer. And we've got a timeout on the field. Oh, we've got too many. We have a sideline violation, Steve. You know, until those last 2 losses in league this year, Steve, the last 2 losses that Las Lomas has are to Miramonte.
Wow.
Last year they only lost 2 games. They lost in the regular season finale, and they lost in the playoffs in the North Coast Section 2A championship game to Miramonte.
Look for Lewis here, Dan, to roll out and do a little play action. Give him the option to run or throw right here. We got the far side of the field. That's against his body, that side. But look for him going over there to the right-hand side, Dan, and maybe going to Burrell in the flat or Davis in the flat. Let's see what he does right here, Dan. He had a lot of success rolling out and hitting in the flat.
Back split behind Lewis, 2nd down and 8, and that's Amorosa in motion, and they hand off to Lawrence, and Lawrence has good yardage straight up the middle of the field, and Lawrence is going to go in for a touchdown.
What a great run.
14 yards with the touchdown. That's Pomerantz. That isn't Lawrence, that's Pomerantz, number 33.
Yes, it is Pomerantz.
It's Pomerantz with the touchdown.
And boy, I tell you what an effort on Pomerantz's, boy, he really let all out right there.
Pomerantz goes 14 yards with the touchdown. That's what happens when they throw that curveball.
Well, you know what, Dan? From this view, I thought it was Lawrence too. It looked like 32, but we were looking at. But hey,
14-yard touchdown, 34-33. Steve, we still got 16 minutes to play.
Jeez.
That means that we've played about 2/3 of this game.
You are a genius. How
Thank
do you figure that out?
So that means the final score tonight will be 51-49.
Okay.
Now Las Lomas is going for 2 to try to force them into a 3-point deficit with 3:42 to play third quarter. And here's Lewis to throw, and he throws a bullet, and a great defensive play that time by number 20, Noah Kornberth for Miramonte. The score with 3:42 to go, third quarter, Las Lomas 34, Miramonte 33. Can you count any much higher than 70, Sanchez?
I can't count more than 7. I'm dizzy.
So are the coaches.
But you know what, Dan? Coming into this game, me and you talked, and we both agreed is going to have to be an arena-like football game for the Knights to have a chance. And so far, it's been that kind. Right here, here it is, Dan. And watch this effort right here. He's taken head on, and he misses him. How come we have no 58 for Miramonte? What's up with that?
We don't have a 58
There's a
for
58,
Miramonte.
and he got ran over.
Well, we actually have a couple of guys that we don't have on the roster. We're going to have to check with Miramonte when we do a playoff game.
168.
But we do not have a number 58, Steve. That's what happens in high school sports, though.
I went to go look and see who got ran over, and he was already ran over.
Well, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was 50.
I
You know,
don't
sometimes those numbers, if it was 50,
We
we don't have a
have a
50 either.
Jonina Spidell.
Oh, boy.
So we'll have to check on that roster, Steve. But you know what? We used to have a mystery man. We called him Question Mark and the Mysterians.
Yep.
Is how we used to. I think the Spidells won the raffle tonight.
And now the son. Who has
Tell her if she wants
$134 new in the family.
And Spidell, they do another one. I don't know when they're going to learn this squib kick. Oh, but they could. Davis falls up. Las Lomas gets the ball again. This is the craziest game I've ever seen in my entire life.
And what were you saying?
I was going to say, I don't know why they keep doing this, but Miramonte just sat and watched the ball go right by like they didn't have to recover it.
And Dan, I want to give you a little update on number 33. He was just brought up from the JVs for this game.
I know, that's why Pomerantz is kind of watch. 77 goes, I don't need to fall on it. And this next guy gets hammered. That's number 80. He's having a rough night, Ryan Smith. And Davis falls on the ball. Las Lomas has the ball at the 33-yard line. They can go up again, Steve, by 8 with a touchdown extra point. They lead 34-33, and there's Spidell.
Whose mother just won the 50-50.
They just, and if you want us to talk about the sideburns, we want half the 50-50.
That's right.
First down, Davis in motion, and they fumble. And I think Miramonte they do have the ball. This is insane. Swice falls on the fumble right out of the gate on first down, and Miramonte has it. We're sending it down to Joey Acuna. Go, Joey.
Joe Swice.
Dan, just a quick injury update. Number 59 for the Knights, Jeff Clark, was rushed to the hospital. He has a concussion. He's done for the night. Now for number 32, C.J. Lawrence, he experienced a cramp during that play, but he's back. He's going to be back in the game. Back upstairs to you.
That was the kid that looked woozy.
Woozy, yeah. Boy, they have a lot of concussions over here, Las Lomas.
Man, they have. When you think about it, with all the guys that are out. First down, Miramonte trailing by 1. Gillen to throw. He goes deep. He underthrows his intended receiver, but then he makes a great catch. Halsepian at the 27-yard line. He went up over Amorosa, and I don't know. You're right, Steve. The voice of God is in the PA behind
I'm telling you.
Ball spotted at the 24-yard line.
God.
A gain of 42 yards and a Miramonte first down.
Sorry, folks. We're trying to get this. The PA announcer here, I don't know if it's them, but it's like tied right into our sound system, and you can't even think when you hear it. After this play, Dave Jackson's going to tell me how long that last pass was. Carry up the middle on first down. He gets a couple. 42 yards on that pass play from Gillen to Halsepian. But you know what, Steve? The whole theme tonight is this is high school football.
Yeah. My ears were ringing so bad I couldn't even do the replay. I just said, what a nice catch.
People don't realize that we do not have the Monday Night Football crew and set up out here.
Sure.
Although we've often been compared to the Monday Night Football crew.
Well, when you got a crew with Dennis Miller on it.
It's insane. 4 yards on that play for Carey. Actually, they listed as 3 on the scoreboard, 2nd and 7, the ball to 21. And Gillen gets pressured, and he underthrows Wright, who was covered on the play by number 22, Walker, who made a good defensive play.
And Dan Patrick Clancy made a real good play on defense, put some pressure on him, and did a real good job, Dan, right there.
Here's the fumble on that play. You can just see he lost it right out of the gate, Steve.
He just pulled down low early, looked like, Dan.
And Steve, this is the longest third quarter in high school football history.
It really is.
Point that out. About an hour ago, we started the third quarter. What was that? That was kind of like, here, just take this. But Carey makes something out of nothing, Steve, on a play that looked real ugly at the start.
You know what that was, Dan?
What was that?
That was a hot potato pitch.
That wasn't, no, that wasn't a hot potato pitch. That was a grenade pitch.
Watch
it,
like
watch this. Oh,
potato.
Oh my God, take that.
Whoa, man.
That was a grenade pitch. I just stole a purse. Take this. Get out of here. He runs around Davis, and there's Burrell, and a good block, and a good replay, and a first down for Miramonte at the 11-yard line. There's still 2:17 to go in the third quarter. 34-33 Las Lomas.
Give me a cappuccino, would you? I'm going crazy here.
Handoff Carey, and this time Carey is wrapped up. Madrid was there, and a whole swarm of Knights.
Clancy was there.
Fambrini was there. Carl was there. You know who wasn't there?
Who?
You.
The center, along with the center of the Las Lomas defensive line.
You know, if you hurt my feelings one more time tonight, I'm not going to be there tomorrow with you. You do it by yourself.
No, is that a promise?
That's a promise.
Oh, golly, I'll hurt you.
I'm not even going to show up.
6 or 7 more times.
I'm not even going to show up.
Oh, golly. Come on, your wife will throw you out before I come get you.
You got that?
Second down, handoff Carey. Carey's on his feet, up the middle, touchdown. Stevie could have ran to the snack bar before he was touched on that play. Touchdown, Miramonte. 39-34, a minute 38 to go. And Steve, not only, you know what, you might have been able to double your money. They're going to go way over the over on this game.
Big time.
We'll just come back and score.
We've got 73 points on the board, and we still got almost 14 minutes to play tonight, and probably close to over 600 yards of total offense.
In the famous words of Mike Tyson, that's ludicrous.
Brother. Say that to him to his face.
Oh, he's nothing. He's just crackerjack.
And Miramonte will go for 2, trying to go up by 7. Baxton and I behind Gillen, and this is right in motion. Gillen to throw. He's looking for the tight end. He has the tight end, Bennett, and the 2-point conversion is good. The score with a minute 38 to go, third quarter, 41-34. Steve, this one is just insane. I don't know if we're going to have enough time to replay all the touchdowns after that.
Well, Dan, we got overtime knocking. Let's just keep hoping that Lewis keeps throwing and they stay with their game plan, which they will. They're going to come back in this game. This game has been it's arena football. We love it. It's up and down the field. It may be one of the it may be one of them games where the person who's got the ball last wins it. And then there it is. There's a big hole on the left-hand side of Miramonte. Kevin Weeks, Nick Smith, Mark Bennett. Real good job opening the hole right there. And he could have got us a hamburger while he was over there.
Do you really need another hamburger?
What do you mean another? I haven't had a hamburger. I don't need nothing.
You know, we had to add a pizza to the dinner order just for you.
That's all right.
That didn't really hurt your feelings.
That didn't hurt my feelings.
This is a 49er play right here, Steve.
Oh, beautiful play right there.
This is West Coast offense right here.
He just kind of gets out here in the flat. Look at this throw. There's not a guy within.
He's about 5 feet away.
Yeah, about 5 feet.
He was in the same zip code. He was in the same. He was actually in the same end zone. Is what he was in. He just wasn't close enough to affect the play.
That's right.
Pachoa to kick. And he's been kicking the ball far. Las Lomas hasn't. This is Davis at the 7-yard line. Davis has a hole, and then it closes quickly.
real quickly.
Yeah, number 22 was there on the tackle. Cameron Lacey, who has a touchdown in the game for Miramonte.
Yes, he does. And number 31 was in on Steve Hull, was also in on it. And I think Hull is down, number 31 still.
Oh, he might be. There was a hard hit on that play, Steve.
Yeah.
And we don't make light of those injuries because we were kind of joking about the fact that the kid from Clark from Las Lomas was looking woozy, and this guy looks like he might have been hurt. But usually when they're up, you can make a little bit more light of it as when they're laying down on the ground like that. And you can see the hit there. Let's remind you once again that tomorrow we're going to have Antioch and Pittsburgh at 3 o'clock. And while we have this opportunity, let's say hi to the friends of AT&T Broadband's Game of the Week. And one of them, Steve, as soon as this thing rolls through here, Dave Jackson was waiting. I guess we're not going to see the AT&T Broadband Game of the Week.
Dan, I want to point this out to you on the field right here. But look at this kid right here.
Go ahead.
And the trainer out there, that's Alessandra Novak, and she's the sports medicine teacher at Miramonte, and the kids out there with her are Natalie Tabasco, Peter Boreal, Lauren Miller, and Robert Canuzza.
Well, he's up, and that's a good sign.
Or Robin Canuzza.
As he walks off.
All those kids take his class, sports medicine class over there.
Let's remind you, we do have some time. The West Coast Jamboree will come into East County December 27th, 28th, and 29th. Pittsburgh, Freedom, Clayton Valley, Ignacio Valley, Deer Valley High Schools, also Edna Hill Middle School. We're going to see some of the top teams in the state. Westchester, Bishop Montgomery, La Jolla, Bishop School, Berkeley, Oakland Tech, Oakland High, St. Mary's. From the local teams, Pittsburgh, Clayton Valley, Freedom, Ignacio Valley. Lots of teams. Deer Valley will be out there, Steve. And we're going to have games from that tournament at the end of the year and into the early year in our early basketball schedule.
Cool.
And these people haven't heard anything until they've heard you and I call
a basketball game. Because we played basketball. We do that.
Misdirection handoff this time. That's Amorosa. Not Amorosa. That is number 33, Pomerantz.
They've been putting him in.
So Pomerantz running the ball in place of Knockman, and him and Lawrence doing a good job.
Let's watch this right here, Dan. Big time Las Lomas power football. They run on the right side. Max Schwartz and Josh Bard on the right-hand side, and Ali Kazaz.
You know another thing we're going to have tomorrow? Top 10 mispronunciations of Max Schwark. I've never heard it said. He's going, which is it? Schwark? Is it Schwartz? Is it Schwerk? Is it Swart? God. Short gain on second down, Steve. 46 seconds to go. This next play will probably be the last play of the third quarter. Las Lomas needs to go a long way. They need to go 81 yards from the starting point on this drive. Following tonight's game, CC Rock and Steve, that is not your dad. That is Billy Squire.
Daddy.
Dad. And after that, Queensryche Part 2. I saw Queensryche last Sunday night at the Fillmore, tore the place up.
You know what that guy's doing right there? He's going, Wall, you get out of here.
Wall, you're backstage after. Come on down.
Wall.
And they faked 3 times and hand off up the middle, and I think they're just barely going to get ahead for the first down, Steve. And that's going to stop the clock with 13 seconds to go. Look at that pile right in there. You can see Perrin in there.
Chapman's in there.
Yeah, and just a big old pile of Knights in there and Matadors, Steve, on that play. It's going to be a first down. They've moved the ball the way out near the 30-yard line, and the clock's going to run here with 13 seconds to go. I think that might have been the last play of the third quarter. Yeah, I don't even think Lewis is going to get back to the huddle in time to call this play. That'll be the last play of the third quarter. What a ball game tonight in Walnut Creek. The score after 3, Miramonte 41, Las Lomas 34. We'll be back in 1 minute for the fourth quarter on AT&T Broadband.
Tonight's AT&T Broadband Game of the Week is made possible in part by a generous donation from Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria in Walnut Creek. Located in the Encina Grande Shopping Center, Rocco's Ristorante Pizzeria has classic Italian pastas and gourmet pizzas in a family atmosphere. And Brendan Theaters Concord, featuring 14 screens of movie magic. All theaters have Lucasfilm THX digital sound systems, stadium-style seating with high-back, comfortable love-seat chairs.
Hey, what are you doing? Stop that right now!
I'm just dumping my oil in the garbage can.
By dumping used oil in the garbage, you might as well be dumping it in the ground. No! Recycle your used oil by curbing the crude. It's so simple. Place your used oil in a sealed jug on the sidewalk along with other recycled items. Call your waste management company for more details or check out our website at www.funnelhead.com.
Back at Las Lomas High School getting ready for the fourth quarter. Los Lomas with the ball, first down at their 29-yard line, and they trail by 7, 41-34 on AT&T Broadband. Lewis is 17 of 32 tonight for 301 yards, and Burrell has caught 5 passes for 116 for Las Lomas. The AT&T Broadband Game of the Week, the friends of AT&T Broadband, Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria, voted best pizza by readers of the Contra Costa Times. Brendan Theaters, where there's 14 screens of movie magic in Concord and 16 screens in Pittsburgh. Contra Costa Clean Water Program and Mr. Funnelhead. Remember, it's free, easy, and cool to recycle used oil and filters. And Paramount Technology of Concord, your computer wizards with expert service and products for today and tomorrow's computer world. Special thanks to Prime Equipment of Martinez. Everything you need, rental, sales, and service on Pacheco Boulevard in Martinez. And after this play, we'll get into our copper sponsors and Steve's friend of the fourth quarter.
There's a good shot of the coaching staff of Los Lomas there, Don, Coach Langero, and they got their thinking caps on, and they're thinking, Lewis, just keep throwing the ball, baby, and keep moving this defense backwards. I think you need to go back to what they started doing, start going to those short passes in the flat, and start moving the chains.
And Amorosa has an end-around handoff, and Amorosa still on his feet, out near another first down at the 38-yard line, carry the catch. Steve, Rock Bottom Records, New Mecca Cafe, Image is a 3 hair salon, S&S Import Service, Golf and Games, Concord Beverage, Pantel's Music Box, A&B Creative Trophies, Mercados, Hairstylists for Men, Action Video, and Antioch Opticians are great friends of the program, Steve, and we have an injured Matador, and while we check him, tell us who a great friend was.
You know who a great friend was? Ed Norton. Norton!
Oh. You just have a kick about these old...
Come down here, Norton. I want to talk to you.
You know who was a good friend? Who? Walter Cronkite.
Oh, he was a good friend.
Yeah. He led our nation through all those tough times back in the 70s.
And when he was a
like the Vietnam War, the assassinations, and in your parents' mind, your birth. But anyway, there's...
And when he was a chiropractor, he used to go, I can't fix your back, because that's the way it is.
Brian Coe was the injured Matador player, but he's up and off the field.
Shot is just short of the 39-yard line. A gain of 9 by Amoroso. Brings up 2nd and 1 for the Knights.
2nd and 1, Dan. Right here, here's always a good play to fake up the middle and go on top and roll the dice a little bit. That's what you got to do against Miramonte. Let it gamble, let it air out.
One thing they don't do is throw over the middle of the tight end.
They don't.
They throw it into the flat to the tight end. This might be a time to go over the middle to the tight end, but they hand off, and this looks like Pomerantz. Pomerantz has a first down, taken off his feet again. I'll tell you who's playing a good game, even though he's been picked on a lot, is Chapman.
Chapman's been playing a good game.
Took Pomerantz off his feet at the 47-yard line, but it's a first down for Las Lomas. 41-34, Steve, and we're still in the realm of overtime here.
Let's watch the replay right here, Dan. There's a big hole opened up right there. 58, I seen him take a guy out. That's got to be Ali Kazaz. Good job right there by Ollie, opening it up.
Bro, come on. First down. And in Las Lomas in what is an endless amount of formations tonight with Amorosa in motion. And this is Pomerantz again, who's just up from the junior varsity. He gets 7 on first down.
Nice run on the left-hand side there, Dan, in Los Lomos. Behind, no, that's the left side of Los Lomos, Dan. Where am I at?
There you are.
Clint Burrell and Raleigh Miller.
And Perrin.
And Perrin on the left-hand side. There's a nice run.
Carey was there. I think Rue knocked him off his feet. It's going to be 2nd and 3. The ball at the 46-yard line. 10:50 to go in the ball game. 41-34 tonight. Miramonte over Las Lomas. It's been an incredible game. The stats are amazing in tonight's game, and we're going to take a look at them after this play. Amorosa in motion once again, and they hand off this time to Amorosa. He's got a lane. He's outside. He's got a first down. And we've got a penalty, and I think we're going to get a late hit or a face mask here, Steve, because I can't imagine what one single Las Lomas guy did out there against 2 Miramonte guys. But we've got a first down, the ball at the 30-yard line.
I think you're going to get a face mask, Dan. It looked like he grabbed him with his hands and spun him around. Let's see if they don't add on a couple more yards here on the defense.
And Chapman, who is hit, and there's a penalty on Miramonte, a face mask. And I think in high school, Steve, there is no incidental face mask. I think it's 15 yards
15
no matter
automatically,
what.
yeah.
This is going to bring the ball down. Oh, no, it is just a 5-yarder. It must have been incidental.
Defense. First down.
Payne Weber.
So Hamarosa makes a 17-yard run for the first down.
Let's
and
watch
then
this.
5 yards are tacked on, Steve.
Let's watch this replay, Dan. They've done this little reverse here, and then they picked up some good changes. A real nice block by Swisher, number 7. He knocks his man down the boulevard there, knocks him over. Whoa, and moves the chains right there, knocks him over to Marie Callender's.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Or Fuddruckers, anyway. This time Pomerantz just gets a couple up the middle. Number 31, Steve Hull, made the tackle for Miramonte. It's going to be second and about 9. Steve, 10 minutes to go, 41-34. They have it at the 24. They obviously need to get in here for the touchdown and tie this one up. But can they stop Miramonte? You know, that's the question here.
Well, Dan, so far it's like nobody stopped nobody.
Look
the
at
way
these
it looks.
stat comparisons, Steve, that we have here for you, the offense and the defense. Look at this here, Miramonte, and you could expect that rush for 205 yards, and Las Lomas has thrown for 301. I mean, it's incredible. Las Lomas has 28 first downs, and the turnovers are even at 3. What a ball game tonight out here. Amorosa again, this time Swisher out in front leading. But this time Swisher is unable to throw the block, and Amorosa just gets about 4. It's going to be 3rd and 5 here, Steve. And it's kind of weird how after all those passes, they've kind of abandoned here.
They've kind of abandoned Lewis, and they've kind of went to smash mouth football, and they've been running the ball on this drive right here. Oh, look at the little Guga Baba Booba. Right there, Dad. You haven't had a kid, so you don't know what a Guga Gaga Baba is. That's Saturday right
I know
there,
what
baby.
Saturday nights are all about. Yes, I do.
What are Saturday nights?
You know what John Bon Jovi used to say about Saturday nights?
What's that?
Every night's a Saturday night.
Ooh, wow.
That's right. Someday I'll be Saturday night.
Let's see what they do here, Dan.
3rd and 5, the ball at the 20. And they hand off, I believe it's Pomerantz, but not a first down, Steve, a gain of about 3. This is going to bring up a 4th and 2. And, oh, what a horrible play by number 23, John Pearlstein, who just came in and pushed over. I think it was Walker or Amorosa just pushed him over, and they're going to get a personal foul penalty. They're going to get a first down.
Huge mistake.
Let's see if we got this on a replay. There was absolutely no reason for this at all. If we have a replay of that last play and then we have the conclusion of that play, you'll see Pearlstein come in and just push over the Las Lomas player, and that's how they got the personal foul. Don't have the replay, Steve. Take our word for it, will you?
That's what happened.
836 yards of total offense so far, Steve. We still got almost 9 minutes to play. So we take a look at the one of the Las Lomas cheerleaders.
And they are coached by Ann Luke, Dan.
Ann Luke. And by the way, you had a birthday for us here too.
That's right, Kathy Carl. Is that how you say that last name, Dan?
Yes, Steve.
And she wouldn't tell me her age.
Well, I believe it's less than you.
Well, God, anyway, that's going out on a limb.
So
there's Eric Carey stats, 128 rushing. He's had a good game.
Amazing what we've seen now. This is what happens, though, Steve. This is like watching the Rams and the 49ers play.
Exactly.
Two great offensive teams.
Up and down the field.
The ball now placed at the 8-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 8. Las Lomas trying to tie this one up with 8:40 to go in the 4th quarter. And you know what's going to be important, Steve, if they do get in, what is Las Lomas going to do on the kickoff?
They better kick it away.
That's a crapshoot. Oh, they got him. Miramonte, that's one of the oldest tricks. That's like the hidden ball trick, Steve.
Yeah.
They shifted their line, and they got Las Lomas' line to move. So that's going to cost them 5, and it's going to set them back to about the 13-yard line.
Now, the NFL, that might have gone against the defense for getting in the neutral zone.
Yeah, and for being intentionally drawing an offside.
Right.
This has been a wild one, though, Steve, and tomorrow should be a wild one as we hope that Antioch can summon enough strength out of their the sophomore class. And you know what's really strange about that, as Ferris pointed out to me, we talked to him the other day, imagine how good their JVs would be. They're going for the league title tomorrow. They've got 5 players up playing varsity.
Yeah, that's right. Vern Martin's going, come on, leave me some guys down there. I'd like to win this thing.
Lewis to throw on 1st down. He's looking for Amoroso, and the throw is low and incomplete. And that time Lewis had some pressure. Now, wait a minute. Are they calling that a catch? I think they called that a catch.
Yes, they did, yeah.
Boy, I'd love to see if we had a replay on this.
Well, we got a replay on this, Dan.
Happy days are here
Happy
again.
days are here again. Here he is rolling out. Let's watch this.
Oh, he
Yes.
caught that. Amoroso made the catch. Chapman came over and hit him. The ball at the 7-yard line, but they need to get in the end zone. They got 3 more shots at it, Steve. Now, would you go for it here, or would you kick a field goal and think maybe you could stop them and then get the extra points for the victory?
I go for it right here. You're
going
playing
for
against Miramonte. I go 4 times in the end zone.
Steve Sanchez. Davis in motion. And that time, nothing. That was Pomerantz, and Pomerantz was stuck right at the line of scrimmage. I think Swice was in on that one, Steve.
Number 31, whoever that
and
was.
And Hull was there as well.
Steve Hull. He made a real good play right there. Steve Hull did.
The clock running with 7:06 to go. This is where Las Lomas has had a little bit of trouble, though, Steve. Lewis is, in a way, he is like, as you look at his stats, but he's only has 7 yards of passing yardage here in the fourth quarter, but he needs room to maneuver with this offense.
Right.
And when you get down close to the end zone, it's hard to spread the whole thing out. This time they spread Walker far to the near side, and he has single coverage, and that's, I think, who he's looking for. No, he throws back over the middle to Burrell. Touchdown, Las Lomas!
Over the middle, just like he called. Tight end, Dan.
They spread the field out. They sent Walker almost out to the flag. And Burrell makes the catch, 7 yards on the touchdown. And Steve, if they kick this extra point, we're going to have almost 900 yards of total offense and 82 points in tonight's game.
And we're not done yet.
And I know you're thanking me for adding that 41 and 40 up.
Jesus.
You know who's a good friend, Steve?
Who's a good
you
friend?
for putting up with me.
You got that right. Darryl Hall and John Oates all over again.
Well, you're Oates.
Yeah, that's right.
The kick is up and it's good. 6:35 to go. 41-41. Steve, can they stop Miramonte? No. Good night, everyone. Okay, here's the question, though.
Okay.
Miramonte will take about a minute. So can they go down and tie it?
Sure they can.
Okay, that's what we're hoping for. 48-48. Let's look at this touchdown.
Real nice, right over the middle, Dan. Fakes up the middle, just takes a big step drop, does a little jump pass. Real good concentration. He caught it in the pack of Matadors and scores a touchdown.
You're killing me tonight.
I know.
You kill me every night.
I kill you every night.
Yeah, I have to admit, though, you said last week that fourth quarter we were at our best. There were some lines in there that had me roll. Even Jimmy Shipe from Pittsburgh said, there's the water girl down the sideline doing a great job. Jimmy Shipe said that they were even laughing at some of the stuff that went on last week. It was, we're just trying to entertain you and bring you some good football out here tonight. And we've had good football this year.
Yes,
we've only had a couple of stinkeroos out here. Now let's see what Las Lomas decides to do here now. Now, Steve, we've had onside kicks. We've had balls hit guys. We've had fumbles. We've had interceptions. We've had 12 touchdowns. I don't know if Joel can even keep all the touchdowns on one reel.
You know what the important thing was? That water girl, that was Lindsey Brooks.
How would you know that?
Because I got her name right here.
Oh, my goodness. And this time they do kick deep. Almost gave away my last friend. And Lacey this time, now that time it worked, Steve.
Yes, it did.
Lacey gets back to the 28-yard line. Miramonte takes over, 6:29 to go. 41-41. What a ball game out here tonight from George DeClotte Stadium. And we've had some great times out here at Las Lomas. And you know, Steve, Las Lomas, you never know. They might get a home game at 7-3 if they got like a 4 seed.
That's right, they might.
You know what we're hoping for. I'll tell you right now what we're hoping for. Las Lomas Alhambra is what we're hoping for.
That'd be a good one.
4 and 5 here next Friday night. Or at Alhambra next Friday. And we don't care where it is. Just put them in the same field. Because that'll be a great field. We got the bands going crazy up here.
Because you know why they're going crazy? I asked them to do the stripper. And let's see if they do it, Dan.
We've got an injured Las Lomas player on the sideline. We're going to have to send it down to Joey to check. This is Carey on first down. Carey straight ahead for about 5. Let's see if we can get Joey Acuna over there to check on that.
If they do the stripper, do I got some pull?
They're doing the stripper.
How do you know?
Because I just saw him hold up the sign that said the stripper. I think he was pointing out to you your date for later is the stripper.
That's great. I'll take her.
Yeah, there's the injured
you stripper,
Las
and
Lomas
I'll take
night. You're right, though, Steve. I think they're going to play your song next, which would prove that you do have a lot of pull out here. Carey again. And Carey is still on his feet. And if Carey beats Davis, he could go for a touchdown. Carey to the 40. Carried inside the 30, knocked out of bounds by Davis right at the 31-yard line. I'll tell you, though, Steve, these guys are quick strike. They don't mess around.
They really are. Let's watch the replay right here, Dan. And here's Carey running on the right-hand side of Miramonte on their offense. Branstad and Holmberger. And they opened up the hole, and here he is, making some real estate up.
You know the thing, too, about Carey, Steve, is he just doesn't have total breakaway speed.
Yeah.
But he knows how to get out into the open.
He's very elusive.
He's kind of like Garrison Hurst.
Yeah, he's very elusive, and he makes you miss. And he does 170.
Yeah, he does always seem like he's limping, and then he gets out there and runs for 200 yards. So Carey and Lewis are obviously the players of the game tonight. And here's Gillen to throw on first down. Throw into the end zone to Wright, and he overthrows Wright. That time Wright looked like he was going to go up for that ball as Amoroso came back and provided the coverage, but it's incomplete. It'll be second down with 5:39 to go. Tonight's game tied at 41.
And Clint Burrell did a real good job defensive-wise, Dan, putting pressure on Gillen. He had to get rid of it a little bit early, and it kind of made him alter his throw a little bit. And, they came up with nothing. Go ahead, Dan.
It's amazing, though. He's only thrown before tonight's game for 10 touchdowns. I think that's what happens, though. They haven't had a lot of games, as you look at the stats, where Gillen has really been called on to do a lot. They've won so many games by a blowout margin. Carey has a first down, and if he gets by this man, he could go all the way to the end zone. Carey still on his feet, knocked out of bounds by Clancy inside the 5-yard line. Steve, these guys are amazing, but they are going to leave Las Lomas enough time here if they score in the next minute.
That's true.
This is just a battle tonight, back and forth.
There it is. There's a big hole on the left side again. The same guys, Dan. And right here, he just elusive again, makes him miss. And he just, right there, number 4, Patrick Clancy saves a touchdown right there.
Look at that. He has 200 yards, and Lewis has thrown for over 300 yards. Two of the greatest performances here this season on AT&T Broadband. First down, Gillen from the 2, and Gillen's in. Touchdown, Miramonte. 5:28 to go. Plenty of time for Las Lomas. It's 48-41.
Wow.
Or 47-41. It could be 48-41, but you can't count on that with Miramonte's special teams because they've missed 2 extra points. So we'll have to see what happens. This could be a very important extra point, Steve. We'll take a look at the touchdown after the kick. V-Bach is on for the attempt. But, Steve, they're in one of them weird formations. Okay, now they're going to move. Okay. Move everyone back. They look like they were going to try a fake. Kick is up, and the kick is good. 5:28 to go. 48-41 Miramonte. Let's take a look at the touchdown, Steve. Nothing spectacular about this one. Gillen just took the snap, and J.C. Lewis went right into the end zone.
Yes, he did. Real good job, Dan, and right here he just took it and fell on in. Gets a little help from the backside from number 42, Tim Grebe.
Look at these stats, Steve. This is unbelievable. Miramonte has rushed for 279 yards in tonight's game, if we can get this graphic up. They have 449 yards of total offense. Las Lomas has passed for 316. They have 400. There's Fletcher. 477 yards.
I think
the stats are incredible. 477, 449. They're playing the stripper, and all the ladies up here are stripping now. And see, they're telling me in the truck not to say nothing about strippers.
And
here's the stats. I mean, look at this, Steve. It's just incredible. Over 400, almost 450 both teams. Las Lomas has 29 first downs to 14, but like we said, Miramonte's just taking the ball, boom, 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 went right down the field. Did you really ask him to play that song?
Do I got pulled here
or
what?
All right. What's it been, about 3 weeks since you heard that played on Broadway in San Francisco?
Last night.
Davis at the 10-yard line. Davis picking his way through, still on his feet. Ooh, and then hit hard from behind at the 32-yard line. Las Lomas has to go 68 yards in 5 minutes and 20 seconds to tie this one up and get an extra point, and hopefully we'll have overtime at 48, Steve.
Real nice tackle by Ryan Smith, number 80, Dan, and Miramonte. Let's watch number 80 hit him right here, Dan. Right here, he's picking his way through, and here comes 80 with a real good solid. Goes low.
Man.
And 80 comes high.
Let's go!
Boy, people are yelling in our ears up here. We got the band. We got God on the PA system. Jeez.
We got all these people there. They love us to death. Oh, they're going to play the Saber Dance song next, Steve. I asked them to play that.
Okay, see how much pull you got.
First down. Pomerantz. Pomerantz has a caravan. Pomerantz outside. First down. Pomerantz to the 50. Pomerantz out of bounds at the 40-yard line. You know what, Steve? They might blow this and give Miramonte too much time to go back and get another touchdown. They need to leave 8 seconds on the clock when they tie this up. Watch this run from this kid that was on junior varsity last week.
Let's watch the left-hand side of Clint Broyles and Raleigh Miller. They open it up on that left side, and he gets to the outside right here. And boy, I tell you what. But the way this is going, Dan, they may give Miramonte too much time, but Miramonte may score again and give Las Lomas too much time.
55-55. That's the goal. First down. The ball at the 43-yard line. Misdirection this time, but read very well. Steve, that was stuffed and made a very nice play that time was made. Before we go down to Joey, I just want to tell you, a great play by Will McConico. Go, Joey.
Thanks, Dan. Crazy game. Both defensive coordinators don't know what to do. They're pulling their hairs out. But looks like we got another game of the week. Back upstairs to you.
Wait, what? Now, what did we go down there for?
I don't know. 32 to 16.
Just to make sure
down.
Joey's alive.
Just to check and see if he's breathing.
Okay. Let's get a weather report from Joey.
Second and 12 from the 45. And they throw a swing pass to Davis, but Davis has no one out in front of him, and they lose again, Steve. This is going to bring up a huge third down play with 4:20 to go. 48 to 41, and I guess the question here is, has Las Lomas finally ran out of steam, Steve?
And there's a score board right there moving.
And that's what it looked like back in the days that you hung out at the Fillmore.
That's right. And right there's a pass out to the flat, Dan. And here comes Carey. He's playing both sides of the ball really well.
3rd and 13 at the 46-yard line. Biggest play of the game for Las Lomas. They trail by 7, 3:50 to play. Lewis to throw. Lewis is looking for Davis. I don't know if he's going to get him. He throws for him. He's got him! What a pass!
Yes.
That was amazing, Steve. 16 yards on the first down to Davis. Far sideline. First down at the 31 with 3:40 to go. Take this replay, Mr.
Right here,
Sanchez.
Dan. Davis kind of rolls out to his left.
That's Lewis.
Gets a little pressure. And watch Davis with his footwork right here, Dan. Real nice.
Unbelievable. Over Chapman and in front of, I think that was Pearlstein.
What a great high school game.
This is one of the best games I've ever seen. 48 to 41, 89 points, almost 1,000 yards in total offense. We still have 3:40 to go. First down, Las Lomas. The ball now spotted at the 30-yard line. Lewis to throw. Short drop, inside, throws to Swisher. Swisher still on his feet, hits Carey. Swisher still on his feet. Swisher dragging Chapman for a first down. This is unbelievable. We've got players, the field is littered with players. Clancy was down, Chapman was down. The ball's at the 14, first down. Take this replay.
Watch this play. I can't hear myself, Dan. Watch this play right here. Lewis throws it over. And right there, here's Swisher. What a great effort. He goes head on right here, and he just breaks loose. Go! And what a great effort by this kid.
Go Knights! Come on, put it in! Put it in, Knights!
First down, Las Lomas.
They're knocking at the door again.
The ball at the 14-yard line. Amorosa in motion. Handoff, Pomerantz. Great play, though, by number 31, Steve Hull, to stuff Pomerantz after a short game.
And Steve? Steve Hull has played a good game, Dan. And he's done a good job, too, defensive-wise. 2:54 and counting, Dan.
Las Lomas needs to go 13 yards to tie this one up. No one's playoff berth is really on the line here, but seedings definitely would be on the line. Lewis to throw. Lewis has a receiver. That's Swisher in the flat. Swisher on his feet fighting and out of bounds near a first down. Inside the 10-yard line, near the 5-yard line. 2:36 to go, Steve.
Let's watch a replay right here, Dan. And here's Lewis. He sees this early. Right now he knows he's open. He waits a little bit, and then he goes back to him. Kind of throws it up a little bit and makes a nice adjustment, makes a nice tackle. Number 20 for Miramonte, Noah Corbreth. Makes a nice tackle. Is it Corbreth?
Actually, Noah Cornblith made a nice tackle.
Cornblith.
You are.
I'm just an
You
idiot.
are amazing. He's absolutely amazing. You've got all your fan club over here. Can't believe they're writing it down. That's the 37th name of the night he screwed up, including my son 4 times. Cornbreath. You know, Steve, if you went to the Brentwood Corn Festival, you'd be Cornbreath.
That's right.
Hey, talk it up.
3rd and 1. You know, I do agree with you, Steve. There's more noise in our headset than there is actually coming from us here tonight.
Oh, my
it's
God.
unbelievable. I think Matt's torturing us tonight. 3rd and 1. The ball at the 5. 2:36 to go. Lewis running the option. Lewis stretching. I don't think he got a first down, Steve. I don't know what that was. But this is going to bring up the biggest play of the ball game. It's probably going to be a 4th down at the 5.
Yeah, let's watch it right here, Dan. He lost a little bit of yardage on this right here. He didn't get a whole lot of nothing. And I'd like to see who that number is right there on the
Swice
ground.
made a good play, and that was on him.
Was it Swice?
It's going to be 4th and 1. Lewis calls a timeout, their first timeout, with 2:11 to go, 4th quarter, 48-41. And you know, Steve, Las Lomas had this same situation in another ball game where I'm trying to think of which one it was now, where they had a lot of problem getting into the end zone down. I think it was the Alhambra game. They were inside the 10 3 or 4 times and couldn't score. Say something while I talk to Dave Jackson.
Okay, go ahead. You talk to Dave. Well, Dan, right here, this is the biggest play of really the whole night right here. Look for Lewis. I think they're going to roll him out and give him the opportunity to throw the ball or maybe run it in. I think he'll definitely get out of the pocket, though, and run around.
Well, Dave points out that he's limping right now, and that might be something.
Yeah.
Pomerantz perhaps on a quick give, or maybe Swisher. Swisher's been able to pound ahead for a few yards here, Steve. But this is going to be a big play right here. 2:11 to go, 48-41. Las Lomas with 2 timeouts remaining. Miramonte with 3. And but no matter what happens, Steve, this has been a great football game.
It's been a great game. Really a good game, Dan.
Once again, let's remind you the West Coast Jamboree, December 27th, 28th, and 29th, all over East County. There we are. Steve, have you worn anything but that shirt this year?
First time I wore it.
I've got the Dapper turtleneck on tonight.
Oh, well, good for you.
Here we
Mr.
go.
Dapper.
4th down. Lewis, handoff. I don't know if Madrid got there. I don't know. This is going to depend on the spot, Steve. I don't know. I thought he had a head of steam, and he got stuck. And I think they're going to give the ball to Miramonte. It is. They did not make it on 4th down. Madrid, it looked like he had a head of steam, and Doug Longero's out on the field. I don't think they like that spot, Steve.
No, you know what happened is that he got pushed back, and they didn't give him the forward progress, Dan, and they're turning the ball over to Miramonte.
Wow, that's an amazing chance to take there, Steve. Madrid's only ran the ball a couple of times. I don't even think he'd ran the ball before tonight, but that was probably part of the process to try to trick Miramonte into thinking that they wouldn't use that.
You know, I would just make him measure anyway.
First down. Gillen hands off Carey. Carey still on his feet, fighting for yardage, and he gets out to the 12-yard line. Gain of 7, 1:52 to go. But Steve, Las Lomas had a great opportunity there to go in and tie this ball game up as they finally call a timeout.
Yeah.
But really, if Miramonte gets a first down here, this game's all but over.
It really is, Dan. And Carey picked up about 6 or 7 yards on that play right there. And they moved it.
2nd down, Miramonte at the 13. Las Lomas desperately needs to hold Miramonte here, get the ball back. 1:45 to go. They trail by 7. Handoff, Carey. And Carey has a first down, and Carey has a lot more. Carey out to midfield. Carey has one man to beat. It's Davis. Carey to the 40. And Carey is finally, I think he just absolutely ran out of breath at the 29-yard line, Steve, but he's going to have over 250 yards rushing after that play.
What a great effort on Carey's part tonight. Just really a great job. He laid it all out on the line tonight, Dan, and what a great run that was. And that's pretty much the end of it right there, Dan. That took him out of the hole, and that put him down here on this side of the field, and they're pretty much just going to run the clock out right now. They need a miracle. They need a turnover.
265 yards for Eric Carey, a 59-yard run on that play on second down. 1:27 to go, clock running, and I think this one just about wrapped up, Steve.
Carey's got 266.
48-41, Miramonte. What a game tonight, though, Steve. The total yardage in this game is going to scare anyone who's ever been a fan of defensive football.
Oh, big time.
And guess who has the ball? Carey up the middle for a few. I think Las Lomas, they're going to call one last timeout here. That's all they have left. Well, while we have an opportunity, let's start recapping this one. Let me quickly let's recap the scoring in tonight's game while we have an opportunity here. We're running out of tape here, Steve, so we want to make sure we get this in.
Okay, go, Dan.
Las Lomas, quickly. Swisher, 2-yard run. No. Actually, Matt Bolander is the director and the producer of AT&T Broadband High School Sports. Ron Carter tonight on graphics. Joel Madsen did replay tonight. On cameras, Scott Balleur, Kevin Campbell, Jonathan Martin, and Carlin Larson. Dave Jackson helping on stats as always with Robert DeCambra. Brent Eldridge with the data tonight. Mike and Travis Larson, our production assistants, and our production assistants also from Torrance Brown. Special thanks to Doug Longero of the Las Lomas Knights. Good luck to you, and Floyd Burnstead from the Miramonte Matadors. Good luck to you, Floyd, in your playoff bids this week, and we're special thanks to Las Lomas High School and George DeCloud Stadium, and of course the announcers here are Dan Wall and Steve Sanchez. The great friends of AT&T Broadband's High School Game of the Week, Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria. Quickly, we're going to get the rest of those after this play. 58 seconds to go. Carey once again up the middle, and they're probably going to run a couple plays as Las Lomas is out of timeouts as the clock runs inside of 50 seconds. Brendan Theaters is also a great friend of high school sports here, Contra Costa Clean Water Program, and also Paramount Technology. Rock Bottom Records, New Mecca, Images of 3 Hair Salon, S&S Import Service, Golf and Games, Concord Beverage, Pantel's Music Box, A&B Creative Trophies, Mercado's Action Video, and Antioch Opticians. And Steve, since we're running out of tape, who's the last great friend?
Well, Dan, this guy was able to leap buildings in a single bound. He was faster than a speeding bullet, and he had 2 good friends. Name one of them.
Lois Lane.
No, you big dummy. He liked Jimmy Olsen better. How come
no, last week it was the girl.
Yeah, but you know what? What do you think he wore them tights for if he was a real man?
You're an idiot. You're such a buffoon. We're just rolling tonight, folks, because as always, we get to this point. We've almost been on the air for 3 hours. So we might not have to worry about our clothes, but we're going to do it anyway, Steve.
Okay.
With 10 seconds to go, last play of the game, Gillen on a knee, and that'll do it. What a football game has finally come to an end at George DeCloud Stadium in Walnut Creek. The final score tonight, Miramonte 48, Las Lomas 41. We'll be back in 2 minutes to wrap it up on AT&T Broadband.
Yeah, we're done.
I guess we're not leaving. We're going to keep it here. Let's take a look at the final stats then as the teams go off the field. I don't think we're going to have time for a post-game interview tonight, Steve. Those stats speak for themselves.
Wow, over 1,000 yards, Dan. What a great game.
The player of the game tonight, Steve, for Miramonte, Eric Carey. For Las Lomas, J.C. Lewis. Good luck to both teams in their pursuit of a bid. We've reviewed the staff. We've reviewed the stats. You've said your last friend. I'm sending us out with mine.
Okay.
Tano. We'll see you next week for the playoffs. For Dan Wall, Steve Sanchez, Ron Carter, Matt Bolinder. This has been an AT&T Broadband High School Sports production. See you next week.
Good night, everybody.